I think we're live.
Are you sure this time? Oh, holy shit, we are.
I think it is live.
It's throwing an advert at me. I think we're live. So, as per usual, comment section, let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah, I'm trying to level everyone's levels too, so let me know if anyone's high or low on the listening end. So,
Exactly.
Hello. Can you hear me good? Am I high? Am I low? What's up?
we're all pretty high tonight, guy.
Not that high. Get off the cams.
Well, I gotta say, it's happy to be here once again.
We left? When did we leave? I thought, haven't we been live streaming for days on end?
Yeah, we just been live streaming since last time we live streamed.
Exactly. It's just
I
been
thought
going.
y'all just kicked me out of the studio again.
No, Batter Blade dragged you out.
Nah, see, what happened was we were getting to the end of the live stream, and then someone was like, "Hey, let's all watch Confessions from the beginning," and then we're still here.
Which is exactly the reason why we have a shortened version of it now.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, Shadow.
Confessions, but less of it.
Wait, was Shadow here?
I'm here.
Where?
Wait, we got oh,
Right here.
Look down.
She's
What in
behind
the hell?
you. Run.
I'm not seeing you appear on the screen. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, goddamn. All right.
Duh.
now we
You had to
all
look
we need now
down.
is-
She's short today.
all we need
She is a
now
little
we can
short.
get we need
I
to get
heard
Maddie
that.
in here, and we'll have both our princesses.
Hey, I can hear you from up there.
Yes.
From down here.
Wait, where are you? Did you go to the shelves?
Shut up.
Oh, what a
I'm
good
not
way to
sure.
start
You're
the podcast.
Hey, I'm not sure. You guys are just tall.
It's okay, I'm short too.
That is true.
I'm only 5'2". Cut me some slack.
Oh,
Holy shit, wow. Okay, no, never
Sure
mind,
you want
that's
to
all.
use that? What?
that
That's
would
a
be
whole other level of short.
what would that be in centigrade? That'd be 154.
Centigrade.
Well,
What?
I know 5'3", I think is 163
Okay.
centimeters.
Ah,
So
I have a friend that's 140.
that's how tall Levi is. He's 5'3".
I know I'm 184. That's yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know about the other
I'm-
one, but I know I'm 5'8".
I'm
I'm
about
just
5'6".
I'm just 5 foot. I'm only 5'2".
And that's the
That is like-
podcast, everyone. We were talking about
And approximately 6 stone. Since we're getting into old-timey measurements.
That's not old timey.
It's pretty
Well,
old-timey.
If we go into old measurement, I would be 1 door long.
Oof.
If we go by
Ooh.
like
one what?
1 door long.
One
See,
door long.
I'm thinking that's like a
Yes.
literal, like a door, but something tells me
Yes.
it's actually some kind of ship measurement.
No door.
Okay.
Actually door.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
doors wasn't very big in the Viking Age because they wanted to keep all the heat inside.
Yes.
So they measured by doors, like half a door, a long door, or a normal door, or a long door plus half a door, and stuff like that.
Huh.
We have an actual
So what do you
The
think
more
of-
you know.
What do you think about it? Horses are measured by hands, like in terms
That's
of
true.
height.
I mean, American engine power is still measured in horsepower, which is freaking awesome.
But yeah, it's kind
At
of,
least we don't measure giraffes in hands. That would be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Oh, that'd be funny.
and like, is it mentioning horses and hands? Someone check on Lyra.
I don't know. She's been pretty busy.
Yeah.
that's what
Speaking
you
of
call Lyra.
Lyra,
That's
congratulations to the
I
newlyweds.
know, Lyra Bond.
Lyra.
Their wedding showed up in the
so
newspaper.
glad to see. I was so glad to see so many so many gay pairings confirmed. Oh, actually,
I
only 2.
know.
I think. We got Lyra Bond and Apple Dash were
Scootaloo's-
both confirmed.
And Scootaloo's ants. That was neat too.
Yes, I forgot about Scootaloo's aunts. I'm
Yeah,
so
that
bummed
apple.
that
Oh my God, Apple Dash.
I was not expecting them to go with that ship, but I was so happy when they did.
And then somewhere the rare Jack shippers and Equestria Girls are dying.
Oof. Well,
My...
I think that's probably my biggest complaint of the whole finale, especially that epilogue chapter, is that they didn't confirm Starlight and Trixie, and it has left the Sunburst Starlight shippers like it's given them a doorway, like a window for their ridiculous nonsense.
There's even a theory that Luster Dawn, Twilight's new
Is
student,
their child,
is Sunburst
yeah.
and Starlight's kid.
Oh, God, I
I
hate that.
Guys, I actually read one of, I think it was Big Jim's interview. He confirmed that was not their daughter.
Oh.
Like-
Yeah, he did.
Sadly.
Like,
So what does
so
he know?
I
He doesn't know anything.
Like, I read the interview. Big Jim said that she wasn't, but Josh Haber said she was. So
Oh.
Yeah, they
Oh.
both have.
Yeah.
So the
Sorry.
director said one
just
thing, and the
to
writer said
save
another.
us all some trouble, let's just leave it in the fan fiction area for now.
yeah,
But for the record, Trixie Starlight, OTP as fuck.
Starksy.
I thought it was Star
speaking
Trek.
of-
Maybe
Star Tricks or Starksy.
maybe it's because I'm not as big of a
Or
shipper
Trixie,
as
or-
everyone here, but the way I see it, it's just good to see Trixie and Starlight as friends. I mean,
Yeah.
there's already enough. There's already enough lesbian couples in the series as is. All right.
There's two.
And we
I
only
think-
got two chillins out of the series too, which I'm a little disappointed by. We got Weird Al and Pinky, which is great.
Yay!
And
That was great. That was so cute.
then Big
Yeah.
Mac and Sugar Bell.
No,
Yeah.
we got the two donkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I said
Frank
children.
and,
This one matters.
Oh,
the
children,
next
children.
generation.
Oh, sorry.
yeah, the next generation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But oh my, it was so cute seeing Pound and Pumpkin grown up too.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that was adorable.
That was
I'm
really
like,
adorable.
oh my god, they're so big.
I have one thing to say, and one thing only.
What?
Okay, I've got a lot of things to say. Shut up. I finally feel vindicated in reading all of Appledashery. And by all of, I mean as much as is done, because how
I know.
do short skirts
And I
and explosions do that?
Also, like for the young six, like I noticed that like every Silverstream, Gallus, Yona, and Sandbar and Nocel. Smolder didn't like. I think she got like a little tall, maybe like longer legs. But
Yeah.
I thought she would at least be bigger, or
Oh,
like
yeah.
her.
Yeah,
like,
Smolder,
She was
they
taller.
basically hit the
yeah,
they
like I
hit
know
the
she was taller,
transform
but
button.
yeah.
They
Well-
hit the transform button, grabbed the corner, and just made her a little bit bigger. They
Oh
switched
yeah,
up,
no, that
it.
was the
Yeah.
worst adult design of them all by far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
But
was, it was
Yona
very
and
good.
Sandbar. Oh my gosh, Yona Bar's cute.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was not expecting that.
Like I didn't expect Yona
I
to
was
run the
actually
boutique.
happy for a yak.
I know.
James puts his anger away.
I brought my anger out because so in that interview that Big Jim did about the thing, the motherfucker, someone asked him, "What's your biggest regret about things you didn't explore in the series?" And he said, "Zebras."
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
And I'm just sitting there like, "You motherfucker! You gave there were like 5 yak episodes."
Yeah, we could at least.
I
get
wanted
one
more
about,
Sakura.
like,
Sakura's
why
awesome.
At least in the
Sakura is in Ponyville. Why she is the only one we've seen? Are there zebras of other colors? Are there like why is she here? Is every zebra talking in rhyme? And what would the name of the land be? Like,
Well,
would it be
what's
Jurassica?
really
Would
cool,
it be
like-
zebras?
Well, it's really cool is that in the Journal of the Two Sisters, which is actually one of Amy King Rogers' books, there was a diary entry where Luna did meet the zebra tribe. So I thought that was really but sadly that's no longer canon because apparently according to Celestia and Luna, seeing a all natural born Alicorn is beyond their understanding.
Well, that's hey. I sadly have a few things to say there.
Oh,
Like
here
that's
we go.
picking up so
It's-
much.
Fight,
Because
fight.
they no, it's not a fight. It's just the one way to look at it. Because
Go on.
there's beyond their understanding that a unicorn
Guy will shut up.
and a alicorn can have a unicorn baby. Alicorn
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, I understand.
That
like, yeah, the way how Luna said it, it's like, yeah, it's
The funniest part of this is Silverstream coming in and out.
It's a very big file.
Yeah, the way how Luna said that line. It's saying, "Wow, a unicorn and an alicorn can have an all alicorn baby. That's something we never heard of. Like that's what I interpret." So,
Yeah, like, we don't know because they did a bad
And it's like
line choice.
that.
I have an idea about that. If anything, it could be it's along the same lines as Mr. and Mrs. Cake when two Earth ponies had a Pegasus baby and a unicorn baby, and everyone's like, "What?
And I'm just like,
and
I'm just like this.
Genetics, yeah.
Like,
That's what it was.
And like, Mr. Cake, are you and Mrs. Cake on speaking terms?
You cheating whore.
And like, the way how Celestia and Luna said the whole thing about flirt, I'm like, Celestia, Luna, do you not know what sex is?
What
Nobody
if they're like they're just perma virgins and they never thought to try that?
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
Like,
That's
oh wait, we can reproduce. Oh shit!
Hey, we have a plot hole there.
Think of
Because
how much
what
easier
about
statecraft would have been
Blue
if you could marry into alliances.
Hey.
Oh my god.
The Habsburgs did
Hello?
this for like 1,000 years. They only got a little bit incestuous near the end.
Okay.
Yeah, but,
For the
real quick,
record, that was also like a whole fucking thing. Like,
I remember
real quick,
when-
guys, real quick.
Uh-huh.
is in the channel, but right now she is muted.
That's because she's dead.
Oh.
No.
Okay, and secondly,
But yeah,
secondly, in the chat, the live stream chat, a one DJ Pyrotechnics has said DHX pitched some episode ideas of Zikora's backstory to Hasbro, but Hasbro wasn't too keen on exploring her past backstory.
Okay, so we need to
Missed
purge
opportunity.
Hasbro. Got it.
yeah, like it reminds me of an interview with M.A. Larson when he quote unquote wrote Fame and Misfortune. Like he wanted to do a moral of the episode where there's a real person behind someone's craft, like be it a book or an art piece, and he wanted to say that sometimes criticism can hurt the person who puts their work out there. But Hasbro's like, no, let's make all the critics assholes and let's make an attack on the fan base. It's like, yeah, it's.
I know that
Yeah,
episode
so-
rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
I
I
personally
dig the
like
episode.
Like I loved it because it told all those like bronies, calm the fuck down. You're criticizing a show meant for fucking 5-year-olds. Calm the fuck down. I mean, it might as well jump on the boat with the Thomas the Tank Engine critics who criticize a show meant for 5-year-olds. Calm the fuck down.
Thomas the Tank Engine is hard shit. You don't fuck around with my blue boy.
I mean, for
Especially
crying out
the
loud,
original.
I mean, George Carlin was one of the narrators. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Josie Incorporated.
George Carlin and Ringo Starr were the narrators of Thomas. That was badass.
I like how George Carlin comes higher on that importance list than Ringo Starr.
Hell, Greg Proops. Hell, that one comedian, Greg Proops, he was the voice of Bob the Builder. So.
Guess you can't fix it
Yeah.
after all.
Okay, hold on, guys. What'd you say, Okart?
Yo.
Sorry, I'm talking to me, lucky fan.
We have like,
Yay! Okay.
Yeah.
We have fans.
Hey, wait, yeah, fans.
why?
We have.
Why would
fans?
they? Why would we have fans?
It's not a fan. She's talking about her boy toy.
Oh, she's talking to so high.
Well, he could still be a fan.
He probably isn't though.
He's just a fan of different things.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay, real quick. People in the chat know the Cakes are not dead. Mr. and Mrs. Cake is still alive. They just, off screen. There was no room to put them in the finale.
Speaking of dead,
Are you
I thought
sure?
it was so sad that Applejack was wearing Granny Smith's scarf.
That
Like,
was really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a nice touch, though. Also, speaking of
Yeah.
nice touches, I kind of like the fact that the series started with Twilight and ended with Dawn.
Yes,
Oh,
and it ends with
yeah.
Twilight. Yes,
That was really
that was well
a
done.
nice, that was a nice touch.
And it
Another
ends
nice
with
book I thought was absolutely brilliant, sorry for interrupting, was from the episode first season, Twilight opened a book, and
Yeah.
when this episode ended, the same book closed. I thought that
Yeah.
was brilliant.
That was brilliant.
I love the book. I love the fact
That was a nice touch.
again back in because that was one of the things I think a lot of us were really hoping they would do. But I like the fact that in Big Jim's interview, when asked about things that were always decided for the ending, he was like, "No, it was always going to end on the book. It had to end on the book."
Of course,
which
yeah.
is like, I really liked that there was
Me
no
too.
other option for them.
Now I just
They
imagine,
were-
now I just imagine Twilight as she like holds the book. I'm gonna start from the very beginning, and she reverts back to her unicorn stuff. I'm like, God damn it!
I want an after credit scene of her just telling endless stories from the book, The Luster Dawn. She's like, "Can I go now?" And so this is when we all dressed up in costumes and fucked with Rainbow Dash.
Oh my god!
And this was the time. Wait, shit! No, I'll tell you that one when you're older.
Or and like Applejack, and then this is the part where we're just talking about my parents. Oh, really? Like, are we ever gonna know about your parents? No, leave it to the fan fiction. What's fan fiction?
My parents are dead. No, I'm not going to explain.
You know
what? Fan fiction? Go to a Daring Do convention. We've got an episode about it.
Yeah. Speaking of Applejack's parents, that was in season 8 a very good episode. At least, I mean,
yeah,
seeing Apple Bloom's grandfather pop up to start the whole thing. I thought that was very nicely done.
Which was also weirdly some of the best acting I've seen from Shatner. Like,
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
One of Shatner's best performances was in MLP.
I didn't realize it was him until I didn't actually realize it was him for the first 4 minutes, and then it clicked.
And yeah, I'm like, wait, that's William Shatner?
Yep.
I was like, oh my god, that's him. Wow, he's actually really good. And Felicia Day was great too as Perry Potter. She was great.
She was adorable. But that wasn't a surprise. Like when I hear her, that wasn't a surprise. The genuine warmth and grandfatherliness of Shatner was like, oh god.
Yeah, I'm like,
well,
it's like, wow, he actually gives a shit.
Then everyone remembers he's 80-something years old. So it's like, it's fitting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have just got Tom Hanks. That's all I'm saying.
Oh god, no. Tom Hanks is way overplayed.
And it's like, and even with Brian Mack and Perry Butter, and even with Brian Mack and Perry Butter finally making an appearance, they're still underdeveloped as fuck.
Before we continue this, I did promise a completely unrelated tangent because I needed to rant about something.
Oh, here we go.
And
oh god.
Okay, this has nothing to do with the current conversation, but something I really hate about Netflix.
What? Where's this coming from?
Well, I was watching Netflix earlier.
Okay.
Was it BoJack Horseman?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Other complete tangent before I get to the first complete tangent. I spent the last day being completely emasculated by much better writers than me in both The Outer Worlds and BoJack Horseman. Like, where did all the good writing come from?
Obsidian.
Obsidian. Yeah. But sorry, detangent into the first tangent. Okay.
Go on.
The thing I fucking hate about Netflix
is
that the thumbnails for their shows keep changing. Like they don't have fixed thumbnails.
Yeah.
Which means every time I go into my list to look for it to go look for a show, almost every single time I will miss it on my first pass through of the list because there's no static thing to look for.
No, that is actually a very important thing why I almost never change profile pictures ever, because that's an anchor for people. You want them to easily see you and recognize you.
Guys, Chris says Dusty Cat is watching.
Hello, Dusty Cat.
Hi, Dusty.
You're awesome.
Okay, I know we've already pretty much started this podcast, but I think it would do everyone good to have proper introductions right now, even though we're
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
20 minutes into the podcast.
Yeah, we're just like 20 minutes. It's okay. It's okay.
Unfortunately, though, we have lost a member. Oakhart has disappeared from
No.
Yeah, she said she
yeah,
was
you see
kind of
what
sick anyway, so she probably wouldn't be here long.
It's
Uh,
okay.
Oakhart
Oakhart
was talking to us,
disappeared.
but then Oakhart was talking to us, but then there was a mysterious explosion from her side of the microphone.
Hey, check a bump bump.
Shouting, and
Rip.
I'm pretty sure I heard something along the lines of "You'll never take me alive" before I flipped out of reality.
We'll just have to wait another 2 years for Skybolt to tell us what happened. To Oakhart,
Yeah.
I mean.
Ha
To
ha
Oakhart.
ha.
And it'll be
So
10
to
hours
Oakhart,
long.
thank you. So to Oakhart,
Actually-
thank you for joining us for this short amount of time that you did. So yeah, thank you, and I hope you feel better.
Hope you feel
Also,
better.
I really shouldn't throw stones about production cycles. I think mine are longer and far. I think mine are actually far longer than Sky's.
Hey, speaking of which, how's the Great Experiment coming?
Good, actually. Robbie's taken a slight break on his side, but he is very confident about getting it done.
When?
That's good.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want-
he has
I
put
do not want to tell people. I don't want to tell people and then be like, oh, actually, no, we've had to delay it for a little bit. I want to wait until I fucking know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right now, we're actually trying to see if we can do it as a singular release.
Oh, okay. I like that idea.
So we're looking at the length at the moment of a single episode versus 5. Plus, but I also need to chat with him about some other stuff. So that's kind of the big thing at the moment. So if we decide that we like the length of how it stands as a full documentary, then it means it'll push the deadline back by a couple months, probably, because we'll have to get everything fucking done at once, as opposed to one at a time. So hence why I really don't want to give out anything remotely close to a deadline or a release window yet.
Sounds good.
Yeah, if we do, actually, nope, zipping it.
I guess we can then pivot from there to all of our other Fallout Day things that happened. Since we do have one of our singers with us, our Luna.
Hi.
So yeah, this Kelly, would you like to start with where this song started from? Because this is another one that's been kind of on the slow boil for a while.
Yeah, it has. So, well, this started about a year ago, maybe,
Yeah.
or a bit more. And well, to be honest, it's so long ago, I have no clue what sparked the
Hold on
song.
1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay. Actually, no. It started on like a really mundane thing that I was listening to a song and I went, "What's that chord progression?" And yes, I technically ripped the chord progression, but chord progressions aren't copyrightable. And so,
Fuck you,
I
Madrid Convention.
Yeah, so I took that, stuck a different time signature on it and all that. Pretty much like wrote the entire song. And then I was like, oh, this actually could do some lyrics on it. And then went to Skybolt. And as always, he comes up with the best ideas for story stuff. And it just sort of nicely developed into, the Princess song. And then just a nice development. We got the singers on board. And then, that was the big moment of like, hell yeah, the characters actually have life and soul. And then a little bit of finishing up. I changed the song about like 3 times, just tone wise, but yeah, we finished it up and it was great. I think, yeah.
No, it's I forget at what point we decided on the theme, but the princesses, their end specifically isn't really too explored in a lot of like, I don't know. I haven't really read most of the fandom stuff, but like I just thought that would be something we personally haven't tackled, and I always thought that our 2 respective singers had good voices for the respective princesses, and it's just worked out.
Aww.
Yeah, but yeah, they are very underdeveloped characters in the fandom and stuff, and it's
Like
even
in
like
the
in
actual
the
show, I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh, this $2 from Sketchy Rivet. This is a spoiler stream. We're talking about the end of MLP and everything else. So, just FYI, if you're not caught up with EAST Corp or MLP, you might wanna watch
get
this
out.
later.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. Stick with the stream, but before we veer back to the subject, we'll try yell that we're going to start spoiling shit and then just vanish for a couple.
This is where
minutes.
the magic happens.
Ah! Don't do that to me. I'm not ready.
Yeah. Can
And
make
the
everyone cry.
magic
You
of
should definitely
friendship
catch up.
grows.
Skyfall, you monster.
Bum, 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 bum,
I'm like,
bum,
why would you
bum.
do that?
Oh, Kelly's fucking tormenting us.
There you go. I did learn it. Yeah. If we weren't over the internet, we could have a sing along. But I feel like we'll all start singing. It'll be like 10 seconds later.
Hey, by the time we get to the chorus, we'll be bawling our eyes out.
Yeah.
Oh god, adding that. As Minty Root posted up a thing on Twitter saying that me, I'm a strong guy, not the kind to cry easily. The last 15 notes of The Magic of Friendship Grows. Is that a fucking challenge?
Yeah, it's fucking sad, man. It's
Yeah, the way like, well played, show, well played.
yeah.
I was talking to a friend about it the other day, and I was thinking that Vanna Sketchy, we're in spoiler mode. I was chatting to a friend just earlier today, and I was saying that it honestly, I don't think the ending would have hit me as hard if they hadn't done the 30-year time skip. Like, I think that's the thing that really cemented, holy shit, this is over for me. Like, holy shit, they've come so far.
Yeah, it's like,
This
and
much
oh my
time has
god,
passed.
it's like, oh my god, Twilight's been celestified.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, like, that time skip covered like substantially more time than we actually spent with them in the show.
And like we've gotten some closure on some things, so it's like I don't see like I remember when Big Jim got death threats over the ending. It's like, well, I've seen the finale. What's the big problem?
That's just internet.
I think it was over the Grogar thing.
Oh yeah, that was a little bit of a
yeah,
troll. I gotta
like,
admit.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I was pissed. I'm like, really?
Discord, you
That was-
motherfucker!
I mean, the thing
No, there is
that was
one thing
dumb,
there-
but not death threats dumb.
No, obviously not.
No,
There is
was
one thing to
so
take
far.
away from
It's the
that.
reason-
Grogar, there is one thing to take away from Discord imitating Grogar. It means Grogar was real. He
And
did-
and hell's, and who knows, the real Grogar could be still out there.
Yeah, in Gen 1 he was
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll tackle it. Maybe they'll tackle him in the season 10 comics. Which actually, here's a question:
Ooh.
do you think the season 10 comics will take place directly after the end of episode 25, or after the time skip in 26?
Maybe in between.
Yeah,
Like-
as I have seen from the cover that Andy Price has made for the season 10 first comic of it, they seem to be in the before the time skip.
Yeah,
Aw.
it'll be in between. It's before the time skip.
I was really hoping that I want to know more about the post time skip.
I think the reason why that
stuff.
also Big Jim might have gotten death threats because if you look at Twilight and her friends, all of Twilight's friends had like bags under their eyes, and they're like, "You said Twilight wouldn't outlive her friends, read."
Oh,
And
that
it's like,
too.
Oh god!
Yeah.
Which like
It's-
Yeah, she's not gonna outlive her
She's
friends.
not
That's
gonna
what the
outlive her
assa-
friends. Like, calm your tits, guys. Okay.
Yeah, she's not gonna outlive her friends. That's what the
Like-
assassins are for.
It's
That's what
like-
shotguns are for.
What?
Okay,
I also
wait, are we
remember,
talking
like,
about are we talking about My Little Pony season 9, or are we talking about Fallout Equestria again?
Yeah, I'm
See-
starting to be concerned.
Like, it just
Definitely
reminds me like
fine, but
Big Jim gets so much shit for things like he's not like responsible for. Like I remember when he made a post saying that he makes the My Little Ponies for little girls, and everyone's like, you did make it for adults. Like, no, My Little Pony in earnest in all its entirety is a toy brand. And it's
Yes.
marketed towards little girls. We're just
Well-
the byproduct of the success. So it's
You got to
Susan struck again.
You got
Like,
Susan's back, guys.
You
Huh?
got to point
The
there.
stream is dead.
Wait, what?
The stream is dead.
Well, time to
No!
start swearing.
Oh wait, no, I
Like-
think it's back.
No,
No,
we're
yeah.
live.
Okay, like
We're live.
I actually have what Big Jim said about the whole "we make the show for little girls" thing. Like, here's the whole letter. What he said. I've noticed. I noticed a few comments on message boards and received a few tweets upset about a comment I made in a tweet reply to a friend regarding who we make the show for. Now, this is like years ago. While I will admit the language I used was less professional, I used an expletive. I was angry. I stand by what I said. And for those who missed it, what I essentially said was this: we make this show for little girls. Now, somehow this has been twisted into some kind of admission of what they believe to be a lack of effort and what they believe to be a lackluster season. While I would
Yeah.
never want to refute someone's personal opinion of what they view, I take issue with this line of thinking. First of all, we do in fact make this show for girls. It's in the very demographic description of the show. It is primarily aimed at girls 6 through 12. There was a whole host of guidelines that came across when making a fun stuff to amuse and entertain ourselves and to possibly entertain the parents of our core demographic. The fact that this show has appealed to a much broader audience than intended is a wonderful bonus. We don't ignore them, but we certainly won't cater to them either. Additionally, I take exception to the notion that a show aimed at girls is somehow a negative or an indication of lesser quality. By this line of thinking, it seems to me that people saying it are implying that girls are not capable of recognizing an inferior product and will eat up whatever they're given. It's then not much more of a leap to make that those who think this believe that girls themselves don't matter and are undeserving of entertainment in the same way boys are. It is my opinion that this is categorically untrue. We make this show for smart girls, strong girls, sporty girls, shy girls, stylish girls, funny girls, hardworking girls. We don't dumb this show down because we know the girls who watch our show will get it. If you're not a little girl and enjoy this show, it's because you're just as smart, funny, and strong as they are. That's a compliment to you. Lauren created a show that, while aimed at girls, worked for everyone who watched it. It's something myself and my crew still believe in, and it's something to strive to maintain. If you think we failed at that, then I apologize, but we aren't going to stop trying. My Little Pony is fundamentally a feminist show. It's about girls. It stars girls. Girls are awesome. Get used to it. If you feel as a man that your gender is underrepresented in this program, welcome to what it must feel like for every girl watching the millions of other shows about boys. Ideally,
Drop a fucking mic.
Ideally, we wouldn't have to have conversations about gender identities of shows. And to their credit, Hasbro has recognized the gender-neutral appeal of Friendship is Magic and started branding and marketing that way. But there is nothing wrong with a show made for girls. There's nothing wrong with watching and enjoying a show made for girls. Hell, there's nothing wrong with adults watching cartoons regardless of who they're made for. Girls rule. Girls deserve quality entertainment. And until the day comes where it doesn't matter who shows are made for, I'm proud to say I'm glad I make a show for little girls.
That seems like a very large inference based on hate comments received online. It seems to me, at least based on when I first started hearing some of the reactions to the finale, it was, or the comment like that, was that it wasn't that it was a show for little girls and thereby girls and thereby, you know, sexism or whatever. It sounded more like, we made a show for little girls, yeah, but without the brony fan base, that show would have been canceled at like season 4.
Season 2.
Yeah,
Like
so
2, yeah.
that seems like, honestly, that kind of sounds like a Star Wars problem of, oh, there's negative comments, so you're all sexist and all of your opinions are invalid, and here's this giant straw man that we're gonna burn down and dance around like it's the Wicker Man 2004. And it's like that's really disrespectful in my opinion. But
now to be fair, this letter was made like during season 6, and in my opinion, season 6 is one of the worst seasons because I'm sorry, like season 6 was one of the duds, like season 8. They were both just duds.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, let's start talking about, now that we have a whole show, favorite seasons and least favorite seasons, and why.
Yeah, I hated season 6 and 8, and I hate the season 5 finale. I hate it.
Oh, really?
Uh,
Oh no, we can't be
no.
friends
I'm
now.
sorry. Okay.
See, I'm actually the exact.
like
I prefer the later seasons. Oh, okay, so I feel like there needs to be a
Like-
distinction drawn. I prefer the stories of the later seasons, but the music of the original seasons are without a doubt the best.
Pretty
like
much agreed there.
like Starlight was so good, but then when her backstory was revealed, I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, so her backstory was dumb, but then as a character, when she was going through being reformed, she was great. It was almost like having Sunset back.
It's just like I'm
The
underappreciated. Like I'm underappreciated and abandoned by my friends. Instead of talking and expressing to those I care about or to those willing to listen, I'm gonna turn evil and burn the world down until someone becomes my friend.
I'm
leave
gonna
my
be a
wife
pro-
alone.
World down. She started a Marxist cult.
She was the sunniest
Well-
deer of them all.
Can I just add a
like-
thing to that? Because if you saw the parenting map, the episode, you saw what her room looked like.
She was so
Oh my God,
edgy.
right?
It was so
Yeah.
And
cute.
also, like, so Starlight hates cutie marks. Then why'd you get a cutie mark, hypocrite?
Oof.
Yes.
I don't think that's something
Why
you
did
can
you get that
control.
thing that you biologically
Libtard destroyed.
can't help but get?
It's like Starlight. If you hate cutie marks, then why'd you get a cutie mark, you bitch?
Yes, agreed.
I love this. Yeah, no, definitely Starlight Glimmer is a divisive element, but I do hold the opinion that without her, the show would have died. Because in my
Oh, yeah.
opinion, season 4 was the fucking bottom of the trough. I hated season 4.
Oh no! That, you and I can't be friends now. Season
Yes,
4 is
we
the-
Oh,
can't.
season 4 was awesome. What are you
Well,
talking
East
about?
Corp-
Season 4 was
over.
pig shits.
East Corp's over. It's been fun, everyone.
Okay, so
Follow
everyone,
me
no matter
as
how-
I do pink eye. Praise.
Bye. So, fans of East Corp, you know how we have a habit of doing terrible things to engineers in our stories? Like, spare parts burned alive in Terminal
Oh.
Secrets, and Amber Horn apparently just got blown up. We're going to have to do another terrible thing to another engineer right now. She doesn't
All right,
like season
all right.
4.
All right, Skyfall, start talking. Why do you hate season 4?
Okay,
Start talking.
let's start with the arc, where the opening episode was something about like Discord drinking a bukkake slurry, and then there's like a tree or something. That was weird and lame.
It was set up.
Yeah.
Great!
What do we have? Now I'm scrolling through the list. The first part I really hated
Everyone
season
loved
4
the
was the
conversation.
Bats episode. The whole Bats episode
Oh,
set
yeah.
me on the wrong tone for the rest of the season because
But
fuck
it
the
did have a good
Bats,
song, though.
DDT them right the fuck off the farm, and Fluttershy can go take her hippie ass and all the bats off to the forest or something.
Fluttershy
I
was
did
the
like the song,
Fluttershy's the
I did
real
like the
SJW.
song.
Yeah. Okay, Rarity Takes Manhattan. I've got the actual episode list pulled up now. Rarity Takes
Okay.
Manhattan
Oh,
was
God,
good.
here we go.
Anything with Rarity was always quality.
Oh, Rarity has the best episodes, bar none.
Unfortunately, then we get down. What was Simple Ways again? I recognize the name.
It was the one
Oh,
where
God,
that
fuck
farmer,
Simple
that guy had a crush on, like the rare
Applejack?
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
that reaffirms my position.
The article, it was the article writer for like the lifestyle magazine. You
Yeah,
know,
the
he always
hipster.
Yeah,
takes, he
Yeah,
takes
and
the
he had a crush on
mundane, the
Applejack.
ordinary, and he turns it into something spectacular. No, you don't. Everyone else.
Ugh.
like I really wanted Applejack just to grab Rarity, kiss her, and say, "I'm gay."
Then we had Pinky Pride with Weird Al, which I wanted to be better. I'll be honest, I was very disappointed by how forgettable all the songs and plot of that episode were. I feel like it was a misuse of Weird Al.
Oh,
Okay,
God, that
now
was the
we
be- that
can't
was
be
the best
friends.
episode.
I both we need to
We're
talk.
not the.
I'm
the
just
Weird
hearing
Al-
friendship dying everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the show's
Weird Al-
over, so.
Weird
I
Al
but I
Yankovic-
regret being friends with you.
the Weird Al Yankovic episode definitely was very, very fast, and to some extent, I agree with Skybolt how quickly a lot of the musical numbers were going through, and by the time you watch the episode, by the time you're done with the episode, it's like wait
Instantly
a minute, what was that one
forgotten.
song again?
Yeah.
What was that? What was
Yeah.
that one note again?
Nah.
What was that one lyric?
I can still sing the soundtrack to that episode, dude, by heart.
I don't remember a single note, and it's just like it was that forgettable. And I love Weird Al stuff.
Thing
Anyway,
is,
go on.
Thing is, though, the episode, the Weird Al episode, is still good story wise. I thought it was funny when Pinky's like, "Hey, that's my song."
That was pretty
that
good.
was
Oh
good.
yeah, the ref.
I like
I
to
really
make
like
my
the-
smile. Yes, I do.
I really like the fact that they had that they had a story with a moral that was sometimes you're not going to be as good as someone else. Suck it up and move on.
It
reminds
also
me,
had
it
the
just
moral
reminds me of
of.
that
If you
that
can't
little-
beat them, fuck them.
No,
I mean that too.
but no, like it
Oh,
reminds me
That
of
was
that little-
eventually where it went.
But
Like,
it
it
also
reminds-
had the moral that it also had a moral that I think someone like Pinkie Pie really needed to learn for a long time now. Of
And also, it reminds me
sometimes
that
you just need to give someone distance.
Mm.
You don't have to be in someone's business constantly.
or and again, like not everything you love has to be a competition.
Right.
Like
Dark.
it reminds me of that
Just
one
a
picture
strong-
that it reminds me of that one picture where this like they're like my cake's not as good as this, but I was like, hey, 2 cakes. It's like that.
Yeah,
see-
it depends on the perspective.
Okay,
On the
completely
other hand-
unrelated. One of the best episodes was the last Hearthswarming one.
Oh my
Because the
God,
music,
yes.
all of that was good.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah,
special?
that
the,
was awesome.
The special,
best-
yeah, with the reindeer.
No.
Oh, that one.
The one
No,
where,
no, the
Oh,
No, I was
heartwarming
talking
tale.
about
Heartbreakers.
the,
Heartbreakers.
I was
Apple
talking
Ghost,
about
Ghost,
the
Ghost,
Starlight
AJ, Pinkie Pie
crew.
Present.
Oh
and
yeah,
Luna.
the heartwarming
Yes.
tale, that Christmas Carol
Yes.
one.
That was season
Yeah.
5. Yes.
That was yeah.
That's one of my favorite episodes without a doubt. And the
And,
music in it is
uh,
awesome.
Darkseid.
no,
No,
wait, season
EAST Corp
6.
is not gonna break up. Relax.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no, we're good.
we're just fighting. Hakuna or Tatas, dude.
Yeah, exactly. The magic of friendship. We can have
It's
different
called.
opinions on.
Hey, I don't know if there's this thing in friendship. It's called bantering.
Yeah.
Everyone look
It's
it up.
okay, it's friendship. That means we can strangle each other and be
Yeah.
friends later.
We can call each
Oh,
other.
And
wait,
sometimes
no,
it's
that's not
kinky
friendship.
when you strangle someone.
We're allowed to call each other pieces of shit. Okay, it's a joke.
Exactly. Cinder, you're a piece of shit. I can strangle you.
I mean, you're just now realizing this?
Also, Cinder
Yeah,
would
but-
probably strangle you harder. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
Skybolt.
Please strangle me harder.
Oh.
Do it, Daddy.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
that's enough. That's enough.
Anyway, Skybolt, your season 4. Go on.
Oh yeah, so we get then near the end. Yeah, it's just there's the problem with season 4 is besides a few very significant valleys, there's no peaks. There's very few actual good episodes. There's like Mod Pie was good, kind of, and then Equestria Games I remember liking, but I feel like it was another Spike gets shit for no good reason kind of episode. And then Rarity
Yeah.
Takes
Then
Manhattan.
we
That's
got-
the clear peak.
What about
Then
Twilight?
we got-
What about Twilight
Twilight's
Kingdom?
Kingdom, dude.
Twilight Time
We got
was
a fucking-
what again?
The Twilight's Kingdom, the finale with
Yeah.
T-Rex.
Oh no, that was shit.
Where we got our fucking Dragon
dare
Ball
you.
fight.
Yeah, it was
was
cliche as
awesome.
hell. It was just it was like the kind of thing that it wasn't substantive. It was just okay. Now we're gonna have a magic fight. It's like
Yeah,
and
it
then
was
Discord's
amazing.
like fucking around in the background, like and same thing with the series finale. It's like God damn it, Discord.
Hey, at least look at it this way. At least that fight sequence is better, has a much better quality and better animation than Fall of the Crystal Empire.
And they burned down the old tree, and they set up the tree, which they didn't pay off for 3 more fucking seasons until they finally explained the pillars, so that was overdone. Like, this tree should have been set up at the beginning of season 7, and then they pay off with the pillars.
Well, I mean, I'd like to have a payoff with the pillars too, but Skybolt and the L Train won't make it.
That's not my fault. I have my outline ready to go. It's not my fault.
That was a good burn.
A moment of silence for Golden Oaks Library.
Yeah. Press F in the chat. Never forgetty
Rest in peace.
the 9/11 of the show.
That actually would have made for a really good piece to do in their ending song for the show. It would
Yeah,
actually
like
be nice to see a
Planet
regrown Golden Oaks library for
Yeah.
Lust of Dawn to go live in.
Yeah,
Mm.
there was someone made a comic about that. That'll be cute.
There were so many
speaking
good
of, it's
comics
like-
about the ending.
Now, here's what's weird. So if Twilight lives in Kinnerlot,
Yes.
Who's gonna watch over her castle?
Starlight Glimmer.
That's
Starlight
Starlight
Glimmer's
Glimmer,
castle
yeah,
now.
Starlight.
Sunburst, and
Yeah,
Trixie.
because I would
They live
imagine
there now.
Starlight would not live well in Trixie's wagon.
Yeah, they all
Yeah,
live
no-
in Starlight Glimmer's epic harem.
Yeah.
Yeah, Starlight and Trixie now have an entire fuck castle.
And
Oh,
Sunburst
yeah.
like, and Sunburst be like, I get all the bitches.
The Twilight Castle
Starlight
playset,
Glimmer.
man.
Sunburst gets
Princess
no
now.
love. Sunburst gets to remain a perma virgin, and we know it.
Oof.
That beard though, that goatee.
Yeah, what a waste of
even
beard.
more, even more so than Quibble. At least Quibble got a girlfriend. Sunburst is screwed. by
Yeah, speaking
never
of
getting
Quill
screwed.
Pants, I actually liked how in that episode, I forget what it was, when he got a girlfriend, when he had the girlfriend and her daughter. It was the whole thing is an actual role reversal. In real life, Patton Oswalt lost his wife, but then he met his girlfriend, and he had a daughter, and but when his wife died, he married someone else, and his new wife was trying to bond with his daughter. So in the show, it's actually Quibble trying to bond with her daughter. So
That was the book of Buckball.
That's
yeah,
sweet.
Yeah.
it's like that was a cute little role reversal. I like that because Patton Oswalt said it was the show My Little Pony that brought his daughter and his new wife closer together. That's what made them bond. So again, at the end of the episode.
I
that's
really
nice.
like the fact that they tackled that subject matter. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, because it reminds me of how in Surf and/or Turf,
Yeah, that was good.
People said it was about divorced parents, but I see that as interracial parents, like an interracial couple. Like I don't see divorced parents at all because they still love each other. They still in a way live together, but I just see that as interracial parents. So
See, I think it's one of the nice things where we're going back to sort of the idea that the show is at its core very much a show for girls, but because they have attracted such an old audience, it meant that they could still occasionally attack more mature topics.
yeah,
But then primarily at their bed remain a show for girls, and then just be like, okay, cool, we're gonna do an episode about this now.
yeah.
We're gonna do an episode about. We're gonna do an episode about mourning and grief.
Oh my god.
I will say this though.
Thanks for the memories.
I
No.
really do not like Do Princess of Dream of Magic Sheep. I did not
Ooh,
like
that
that
was bad.
episode.
Yeah,
That was
the
horrible.
moral of that one was flawed.
It's like, again, pre 1,000 years. My sister gets all the attention. I feel underappreciated. Instead of talking to my sister Celestia, I'm going to hold the sun hostage and rule eternal night. After 1,000 years. I feel bad for what I did as Night Near Moon. Instead of talking to my sister about it, I'll create a abomination and cut myself every night. That will in
Yeah,
no way
that
do
was
business whatsoever.
Like,
Well,
that was
us.
a
That's
a
sorry,
topic
fucking
to
sister.
tackle.
What were you saying,
But as
Chris?
a therapist, I actually can understand why she did what she did because of the different mental state
Oh,
at
here we
least
go.
younger siblings often have. And the thing that she actually created Cantabus was not the physically but mentally always keeping herself in check. I'm not saying that it was a good idea. I'm just saying that from the mental state she was having, depending on everything she's done before and how she has the character has.
I just find it so weird that Luna is like emotionally
Just a
unstable with her
therapist.
powers that if something were to set Luna off, all of Equestria is fucked.
Hell
like,
yeah.
Her like,
So, a neurotic alicorn is dangerous,
like,
certainly.
I'm not surprised Luna was not kicked out of power for that.
Yeah.
It's
But-
like
I mean, the thing is, all
like,
villains
the
in this
Titanic,
show have very short fuses. All of them.
I mean,
like-
yeah.
Luna is
One
just so
thing goes
emotionally
wrong.
unstable, and it's just like
One
the first
thing
time she
goes
loses it-
wrong for these ponies, and unless your name is Princess Celestia, you just blow up, and everyone else just hopes they're outside of the blast radius.
Oh, that was one of the reasons why I loved Horseplay, because we got to see a real, quote-unquote, humanized look at Celestia.
And
yeah,
I'm sorry,
I
but
did love the
Celestia-
Celestia episodes.
does Celestia not but I just find it so weird. Like, does Celestia not really know what charades is? Celestia says, I've been into acting stuff and blah blah blah. It's like, then how could you not know what charades is, you stupid bitch?
Look, she spent the last 1,000 years doing paperwork.
Yeah, I think
That'll
yeah.
fry anyone's brain.
I did
Yeah,
not
exactly.
hit her. It's
Why-
not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did nay. Oh, hi.
Oh
Come on,
man.
modern day Twilight probably still does what kids are doing with all these fidget spinners.
I did not hit her. I did nay. Oh, hi, Luna.
Oh god. Oh hi, Luna.
You know how we were talking
Hi,
about?
Luna. I have something
You know
for
how we were
you.
talking about dark moments in the MLP. I mean, I know we were going. I know we were just asking Skyball about favorite episodes, but it seems like we keep bringing up dark topics here and there.
Dark.
Welcome to EAST Corp.
No,
Go on.
Run
know.
away, save yourself.
it got me thinking about one of the episodes. What was it? Season 7? Yeah, I think season 7. Yeah, it was season 7. A health of information where literally
Yes!
Zecora catches an uncurable disease that apparently the cure was around the whole time that they couldn't figure out until the end, and it had to deal with one of the pillars of harmony.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
it's
I
like
remember that one.
indication that it's a disease that turns ponies into trees.
that was horrifying.
that was
too.
dark.
So
Which was also, Fluttershy's final fate in Fallout Equestria. Just
Woo!
a reminder.
was the Everfree forest made out of ponies?
Is the
Well,
swamp that they live in made out of
Only
ponies?
part of it.
Yeah.
Oh
I
god!
think this one might be because there were a lot of that type of tree, both in earlier episodes and in that episode.
I really do love the moral and health and information where it's important to take care of yourself. Like, they're like, finally we got a moral about self-care, because
Yeah.
it's
See,
like-
season 7 was my least favorite.
I think they made the finale way too lore heavy. They really did.
It was perfect for me.
But
Me
No.
too, I love
no,
lore.
here's the thing though. I'm all for lore and backstory myself. I'm a lore junkie, but there's a time and a place for that. You can't just put all this information while trying to tell a story in a 22-minute runtime. You can't.
They
It's
should have
impossible.
spread it out better. Yeah.
That is
Exactly.
true. It's really hard. It's really hard to tell a story in a short runtime.
Like,
So
No one at EAST Corp tells stories in short runtime.
here's how
We're
here's
so
how I
bad
would
at
have
that.
maybe I think here's how I would have done the finale of season 7 didn't have to be this one grandiose thing, because hell, the season 7 premiere wasn't so grandiose. So I'd imagine that when each when I imagine they do the whole key arc in season 4 where each of the main 6 finds an item that belonged to a pillar that then awakens the Pony of Shadows, and then they read about, oh, the original pillars defeated the pillar of the Pony of Shadows. How can we do that? Then we see the original pillars. They tell the main 6 how to beat him and blah blah blah, and there you go. Like that, I think that would have been much more perfect.
Oh yeah, the first episode was that celestial advice and bottled up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
this
like
was-
a throwaway opening of a season.
Yeah, season 7 didn't have to I think the finale didn't have to be too grandiose as shadow play, but I just feel like they just put in too much lore stuff in there. So
It was both. Yeah, they put in a lot of lore stuff for what essentially amounted to the most nothing finale.
yeah, because it's like
Just blew right over me.
hell, and hell, even a royal problem was fanfic fuel.
Like at the very least,
Like
I mean,
season
100%.
7 was just fanfic fueled the season. That's what
Yes.
season 7 was.
Yes.
At least the episodes that we were talking about were easily watchable, a lot more easily watchable than Honest Apple.
Oh
Oh.
god.
Oh, that was hurtful to
I-
watch.
I'm not gonna lie. It took me. I'm gonna be straight up honest, and I know this is gonna sound weird. This could be, but it took me about 8 times to actually finish Honest Apple.
My
Because-
friend, EG Studios did a review of that episode, and yeah, we both hated it. But my friend EG, he was just fuming. Like he was livid about it because.
They treat
the thing
Applejack the
is-
same way they treated original Spike, where it's just a whipping horse,
Like-
basically.
Like EG said in the review, like I hate when writers they they assassinate a character just to execute a moral. I hate that.
Yeah.
I dislike
thing
the
is,
Worf
though-
effect.
The thing
But-
is, though, so I in the Discord channel like 2 days ago, just after Fallout Day, when we released our whole wave of content, there was one of our commenters, and the spoiler chat was commenting about like not enjoying the most recent episode of the Wasteland Survival Guide, and my response was, well, you know, you can't make 35 episodes of a show and have all be bangers, you know, not all of, and they're not all going to be enjoyed by everyone. Now imagine doing that with 222. There's definitely going to be, occasionally you're just going to fuck up. Okay, like.
Yeah, sometimes writers can have a bad day. Like I'm sure like Amy King Rogers, she had a bad day when she wrote Philly Vanilli because my God, Pinky was so obnoxious.
She was so mean.
Yeah, she was way out of character.
And not only
In which
that,
episode?
Amy King Rogers got
Philly
death
Vanilli.
threats over that. Like she got death threats over Pinkie Pie's betrayal in Philly Vanilli, and it's
which
like
it sucks. But like she was also probably my favorite writer on the show who wrote.
I love her, and it's just like, oh my God, Pinky was just terrible in that episode, and she never apologized. Not once in the entire episode, she never apologized, which really pissed me off.
Yeah, because it's so weird. Pinkie Pie wouldn't do that because she would
like
understand that would upset her friend.
Or Rainbow Falls. Like, what happened to Spitfire? Like, does Wonderbolt Academy not exist?
Why did the Wonderbolts keep getting assassinated?
With the Wonderbolts
and not staying dead.
Like,
with the Wonderbolts,
the Wonderbolts were terrible in Rainbow Falls.
Yeah.
That being said, with the Wonderbolts, especially with Spitfire, I personally just choose to believe that Captain Horse's Spitfire comics are canon, and that's why Spitfire's a really shitty person in the show, because he's a shitty person in the comic.
Now, I just find it so weird. It's like Rainbow Dash. You decide to choose Fluttershy and Buck Biceps to be represented at Ponyville, when in Hurricane Fluttershy there was an abundance of Ponyville Pegasi. Where were they?
Rainbow.
Well,
Hell,
be honest,
take
some of them
Flitter and
actually-
Cloud Chaser. You could at the very least then have some color coordination going.
It's like, I know
The
that
thing is
Ponyville-
that the
Go ahead.
Pegasi have to be willing to do it, and many of them were already competing for other cities that they were born in or something else. But the thing is, you still need them to be willing to do it. So maybe they didn't want to.
Well, I know Ponyville is mostly an Earth Pony like village or setting, whatever. But in Hurricane Fluttershy, there was like an abundance of Ponyville Pegasi, and it's just like Rainbow. I was like, really, Rainbow? You just choose the weakest flyers? Yeah, and probably speaking of Wonderbolts, probably the most divisive episode, Newbie Dash.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
Which one
that's
was
my
that?
favorite.
Newbie Dash. The one with Rainbow Crash. It's like, here's an idea, Rainbow. Tell him to stop. Do that. Just tell him to stop. There you go.
No, the thing is they totally would have if she had just told them to stop.
Again, like, Rainbow, there's an idea. Tell them to stop calling you Crash. What's stopping you?
Tell them
and
it bothers you.
And I hear people say, well, that's how they taught you in the military. It's a show for little girls. Give it some leeway.
Okay, so the person you want to
I feel
listen
like
to
you
when
should-
it comes to that episode is Firebrand. Because
Yeah,
he points out, ragging
Oh, yeah,
on
'cause he's
folk
from the military,
is a military thing,
But
they have some empathy.
exactly.
And they're willing,
Especially in Rainbow's case,
they're
where it's
jackasses.
Not to mention, like, there were
especially
and like
especially-
especially
in Rainbow's case, where it's linked to a severe past trauma. Like,
And
that
not only
was-
that, like, none of the Wonderbolts say, "Oh yeah, we call each other that. That's our thing." No one bothered to even tell her from the beginning. It's like, you wanted to tell her while she was at her most vulnerable. What's wrong with you?
like I think I like.
Sacrifice. And then when they bring her back, it's basically the same thing. And I'm like, we don't know anything about her. This is just like everyone who hates Rainbow Dash giving them a vector to hate something else instead, but I still hate Rainbow Dash, so
Yeah,
this
like,
doesn't
anyway-
fix that.
Okay, my thing
go
with
on.
Lightning Dust is how many foils to Twilight Sparkle have we seen, and how often have they become
Yeah.
regular characters? And then why is the one time they explicitly make a dark self for a character, a what could have been, and just fling her out the window?
Anyway,
Right,
go on,
the watch
like,
out to right plastic off again.
go on. Like what you said about Rainbow Dash, not like I was like I would a good concept, but no, they had to like hey, let's. It just feels like the whole let's encourage bullying our soldiers to like do whatever. Like maybe that.
Okay, so
I thought the first half of the washouts was really good. When I thought that again, it was sort of like a strong setup with Scootaloo, Rainbow Dash having to deal with the fact that Scootaloo likes a different team, having to reconcile with an old rival who's made something of her life and gone a completely different direction. It looked like, holy shit, we're going to get a really mature, unexpected moral. And then they made Lightning Dust a dick.
I honestly thought that that episode with the washouts, the way how Scootaloo says, I'm gonna like, I love the washouts, they're so cool. I honestly thought it was gonna be about how bronies are like moving on to other fandoms that they like. I thought it was gonna be about that, but like that just threw me off. But yeah, Lightning Dust was. But like Lightning Dust was just a bitch for the sake of being a bitch.
So
and that bugged me.
Go on.
when it comes
Go
to
on.
the Wonderbolts, I don't think the staff really knew what to do with them.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
Rainbow Dash
There are a
got the
lot
goal,
of
then they're like,
cases.
what do we do now?
No, like
Yeah, there's a lot of cases where they made the Wonderbolts needlessly antagonistic for the plot.
Like, here's the thing, though. Do we even know what the Wonderbolts are? Are they Are they an air force? Are they just like some kind of like air team they perform for like parties? Are they
So-
what? We don't even know what they are.
So we kind of do. They're based off of they're based
Blue
off
Angel?
of a air performance team known as the Blue Angels.
Yeah, the Blue Angels.
What they are basically
Fly Navy.
stunt people.
Yeah.
They do aerobatics and show off, but they are a military group.
Yeah.
So with the Wonderbolts, we kind of, but it's never confirmed in canon beyond knowing, despite us having an episode that's semi-dedicated to, hey, here's the history of the Wonderbolts. We don't really know very much about them.
Speaking of the Wonderbolts, like I remember their portrayal in Rarity Investigates, which that was a good episode, but I just feel like the Wonderbolts were like, I can understand why they think Rainbow Dash might have done it, but it's like, really? You want to pin someone who saved your ass multiple times to be a criminal?
Exactly.
Again, it's they're made needlessly antagonistic for the sake of an easy
Oh, the
plot.
episode.
Exactly.
They're made antagonistic for the sake of a easy script.
Which
And-
again,
Like, imagine for how it should have been. Like, Rarity's like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you, and you're the bad guy." What? Oh, please, darling, you're so obvious. Even Scooby Doo can sniff you out.
See, again, I think it's important. Again, this is why I just consider the Spitfire comic to be canon, because it explains away all of that. She's just drunk. She's just drunk the whole way through, and that's what's happening.
Like, the
I
Spitfire
don't
and
know if anyone else
Wonderbolt
has ever read
Cameos is
that
the
comic,
best
but
one.
you should if you haven't. It's really good.
Yeah, the problem with that, Skybolt, is that Captain Hoer's Firestarter Spitfire has redeemable qualities. The only redeemable quality that Canon Spitfire has is,
Her voice, man.
well, it's hey, if something's going wrong, why the hell aren't you telling me? I'm here to help you fix that.
Oh, speaking of like another good Wonderbolts episode, Top Bolt was cute
Yeah.
with Sky Singer and Vapor Trail. That was just so adorable.
Oh yeah.
That was so sweet.
And also just waifu of the year.
Yeah, I'm just like when I'm like I just go now kiss.
The show threw some top tier waifus at us. Not gonna lie, they were really good at it.
See, I'm just glad that we finally got a canon, or it was always canon, but that our Tempest Shadow made an appearance in the finale.
And
she
Capper too. Capper was there also.
Yes, Kappa was there too.
Yeah.
Wait, Capper? Who's that?
Yeah, Capper.
Yeah, she's next to Sakura.
And Queen Nova was there too.
Oh yeah.
The only ones that weren't in there were the pirates, which bugged me.
Yeah, we didn't
they
see
were my
them.
favorites.
Yeah,
they were off being pirates.
Yeah, pirates don't stay at the same place for very long.
They were the ones transferring the movies to, Mega.com and stuff.
I see what you did there.
All the bitching aside, it was a good show.
Yeah.
Also, can we just?
It was the best.
Can we
Yeah.
just
Now should we talk about
that...
the ending of season 9?
I just want to say this. Can we just elaborate how the Hasbro thought it was totally okay for a child to be turned to stone?
Oh yeah,
God.
that's a little bit of a controversy. I've seen some people think that wasn't right, but
I still think that was metal as hell.
I still
My
think
priorities are different.
I'm convinced Cozy Glow killed.
Personally,
Cozy Glow was an
irresistibly
exception.
evil.
I have one thing I want to put
Go
out
on.
there. A friend of mine actually pointed out.
Mhm.
He pointed out that Discord says in the first episode, where he is one of the final, I think, that at least he doesn't go around turning ponies into stone. And it seems like that is one of the highest punishments, since we have seen it in the finale now. So I'm kind of curious and concerned. In Cantillate Garden, where there are a lot of pony statues,
Yeah,
are
Celestia
they
got medieval.
prisoners? Are they
Hey.
real?
makes
Hey,
you want
not-
like Ben and Melon actually
Ponies
did a
is-
comic dub about that. So
Ponies are creatures of extremes.
it's fucking
They're
dumb.
either really
Yeah,
nice
just-
or Satan.
I just find
That's
it so
exactly
weird
it.
that Hasbro thinks it's okay to banish a child to Tartarus when you can give someone like a fucking Marxist terrorist and a racist like Starlight and Naysay a slap on the wrist.
Hey,
Well,
hey,
the difference.
here's the thing. Here's the
The
thing.
difference.
Equestria doesn't have psychologists.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
don't
think
have
here's the
Dr.
thing is that
They don't have
Starlight
Dr.
got
Wolf.
Yeah. But
Okay, Chris,
basically,
Chris, go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
Go ahead, Chris.
sorry. The thing is that, or at least the key difference is that Cozy Glow don't show any kinds of that she regret or want to change. The others who actually show possibility of change or actually said that they wanted to change, wanted to be better, they get the second chance.
Even though
That's
Starlight
different.
Glimmer hasn't changed a bit since
She had no.
being evil.
Starlight keeps learning the same lesson. Like she always.
Well,
she always
you
had
do
these
need to learn
magic
the same
outbursts.
lesson.
Like
Maybe I shouldn't be a
Like-
controlling monster.
like Starlight's solution. Oh, there's no way I can spend time with ponies. I'll fucking mind control Twilight's friends. I can't see that backfire anytime soon.
Hell yeah.
Oh no.
Well,
Dude, that was one of the reasons I loved.
that
That
was
was
an
one of the reasons
accident.
Or like,
That-
oh no.
That was one of the reasons why the Starlight seasons were so much fun. It was nice to see someone learning those friendship lessons, but like the most basic fucking ones. Like Starlight's not learning sharing is caring. Starlight is learning do not mind control your friend.
Like, and
Or like, or Starlight's like,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, the princesses are fighting. I'll switch their cutie marks. It's like Starlight. You
That
learn
was a
That
good
worked
move,
out
though.
pretty well.
That was good.
It's like Starlight. You learn nothing.
Well,
like,
so
she
I feel
actually
like
did.
in that mind control episode, in DWK's video on it, I just remember him bringing up the absolute nightmare of Pinkie Pie's mind-bending, reality-ignoring powers in the hooves of Starlight gives no fucks Glimmer.
Like the only thing that Starlight ever learned was that in the season 7 finales, like talk your enemies down to get understanding. It's like that was like the only thing she ever really learned. Or like when Star Swirl said, "Once a villain, always a villain." Imagine Luna being in the same room hearing that.
Oh,
that was a good episode. That's why I love that.
Like imagine Star Swirl saying, "Once a villain, always a villain," while Luna is like within earshot.
That would hurt her a lot, I think.
I have to wonder how Celestia would react. He's like, "Excuse me, my sister was a villain. You might want to step back."
Or here's the thing: why didn't Twilight's like, "You're wrong, Star Swirl." Ponies
Well,
Princess Luna can
Starlight Twilight was very fangirling, and sometimes when you are in close quarter of your idol you have all your life, I think you don't actually think you can speak up to them, even though you should, because they get like starstruck and all that stuff.
Then like sometimes you gotta take the rose-colored glasses off to see the red flag. It's like Twilight,
of course,
sweetie.
Of course.
Yes, but Twilight is bad. Twilight is really bad at that, and it's been a regular problem.
Yeah, Twilight's just like Twilight for once in your life. Like, I'm just glad like Starlight was the voice of reason in that episode, because it's like everyone's holding the idiot ball while Starlight once again has to upstage and save the day. Just like in that Jennifer montage mirror magic thing. It's like, ugh. Starlight Glimmer, the Mary Sue.
Look,
you know what?
I still like the fact that she's very Sunset in the she's not really reformed and is still fully she's the person who was quite evil and is still willing to pull that out if she has to.
I still find it kind of weird too with Starlight as someone being so like powerful, if like powerful is equal as Twilight. Twilight can hold Twilight, who had the power of 4 Alicorn inside her, can take on a giant massive centaur and was still ready to go at a stalemate. But when fighting an ordinary unicorn, she suddenly really.
Look, Starlight. The worst part is Starlight was winning that fight repeatedly.
I just want to point out that I left the room, went to go wash my hands, came back, left the room again to go take out my dinner, left the room again, came back after pouring myself a glass of Coke, and at every single point I came in, Shadow was screaming.
Well,
without fail.
Angry.
Well, we can change the subject to something I have a little bit close to want to discuss.
Take it away.
Go on, Chris. Go on.
The thing is that when it comes to shipping, I have been very reserved actually, and kind of always want to look at the what's actually canon. So I have a question about Fluttershy and Discord.
Oh, here we go.
All right, guys, let her finish, please.
Go on.
The thing is that when she enters the episode, she's coming from his dimension, and he's even made a food
lunch for her.
A lunch. A little lunch, yeah.
A little lunch, and even has a drawing, just like he had when he was trying to be at Twilight's castle and being a student, which was very nice. But we also see that she still works at the sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary, the animal sanctuary.
And we also at the same time see Apple Dash coming together. So it's like, are they a couple or are they just friends who live
heavily
together?
Implied.
So they didn't confirm. What they were discussing could be taken as their friend. They're still just friends.
Yeah.
But the interactions and the lines themselves, plus the final pose at the end,
Yeah.
to imply a bit more intimacy than that.
Yeah,
Then again, these are ponies, so you can't. So
It's a
they
hard
tend to be
question.
like that.
It's left
Like-
open. It's left open.
Like in the
I can
season
go
9
either way.
premiere when Sombra attacked Discord and like Fluttershy freaking out. It's just, and how even like in the episode where she and Angel switch bodies, Angel's like, I want to marry Discord. That was
Yeah, that was nice.
that was
really
great.
nice. Yeah.
How
I'm
about
just-
the, yeah.
Oh, I screamed. I screamed so loud when I heard that. Like I really
too.
jumped. I was just like, yes.
Aw, Angel, you cute
So-
little shit.
Yeah.
It's like Angel's been reading the
hope
diary
they are
again.
together.
Sorry, I didn't
go
mean to
on.
interrupt you. I apologize, Chris.
No. I just didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
I said Angel Bunny's been reading Fluttershy's diary again.
It explains so much.
Or maybe she has in like sometimes you tell your closest friend secrets, or you tell your animals secrets.
And I'm
Maybe
actually
that's one of the
glad-
things she
Take
does.
when Angel Bunny's concerned.
I'm actually glad they avoided the whole switching bodies cliche where when you switch bodies with someone, their voice is on the other person's. Wow, it's like I hate that in body switching.
Yeah.
Like they keep the voices the same.
That's
which I
not
like.
how it works.
It's like
I could
I
see
hate-
inflection. I could see keeping your own inflection because that's that's something that you subconsciously do
Mhm.
or
Like I
consciously
hate
in
when-
our case.
Like I hate when they switch bodies. They also switch. I always find that.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked how they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
they
much
did well.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Yeah,
about
but-
there was also that one the eye roll at the end where Rarity is looking at Spike on that one last frame. That was kind of interesting. Anyone
was
want to
that?
discuss that?
Wait, what?
I still
What?
ship
That's-
Gabby and Spike, even if
I'd
they're
rather ship
best
Gabby and
friends.
Spike. Yeah, like I think the thing I have, what I love about the Gabby Spike episode so much was that it kind of highlights that Rarity's been really shitty to Spike.
Yeah.
And
Like-
I liked the fact that Spike broke away from her. I also like the fact that Applejack so fucking so fucking done with Rarity shit. Like he has been following you around since he got here.
Yeah.
Oh, like
How do you
Rarity.
not see
Rarity
this?
was a freaking yandere in that episode.
Yeah.
She was. Oh my god.
She was a freaking
So I-
yandere.
Are we
I
talking about the
cannot
Gabby
ship
episode?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I cannot ship Rarity and Spike because it's just not a. It's not a positive relationship.
No,
It's
definitely.
sort of
Like I always
Like-
imagine when like me and my boyfriend joke about this. When Gabby's hanging out with Spike, Rarity just goes, "She took my main squeeze."
Oh my gosh.
like I saw
That-
occasionally.
that's the thing. That
Go on.
their relationship had the potential to be positive, but
It
it's
died a long
not.
time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it is right now, it never got there.
No.
There was
No.
times where it was more, but also she's always treated Spike like a little kid, which to be
Yeah.
fair, he's
Yeah, like Spike's like a 10-year-old.
almost as old as Twilight is. That's something that the show forgot a lot. Is
Yeah,
Spike's almost as old as Twilight.
like he's a
Also,
baby by
he was a
dragon
white
standards.
He's a, yeah, he's a baby
No,
by
Twilight's
age when he
Twilight's
hatched.
still older than him.
Yeah, like the ponies, like for season 9, the time skip, like they were at least in their 20s because they all had jobs and they run their businesses. But for Spike, we don't even we can assume
He's
that
probably like a teenager.
dragons age slower than ponies.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can assume they age. We can assume they age physically slower, but emotionally, especially near the end there, you could see he's a hell of a lot more mature than he looks.
Oh yeah,
Especially to the point where he just starts regularly calling everyone out on their bullshit.
I
Oh my
love that.
God,
I
yes.
love Savage Spike. Savage Spike is
Savage Spike is fucking great. Especially when he's just fucking deadpans it.
I know. It's and the way how Kathy Westlock delivers her lines like that, it's
I would hate to get on her bad side because it would just be, I wouldn't be able to handle the sarcasm.
like I remember in Sparkle 7, the sibling rivalry game thing, the way how Spike and Luna, like the way how Spike like laid out the detail of him and Luna's plan. It reminded me of how in Death Note, how Nier exploited Light's plan and called Light out. Cause it's funny too, because Kathy Westlock voices Nier in Death Note. I'm like, holy shit! It was mind blowing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in Death Note, Nier is voiced by Kathy Westlock. So when Spike was explaining his plan with him and Luna's plan in Sparkle 7, it's like, holy shit! This turns into Death Note. That was awesome. So
That's pretty cool.
Hell,
See, I always liked
Tabitha St. Germain was she was the voice of Naomi Misura in Death Note too. She was the one of the investigator's wife who committed suicide because of Light.
Yes, but see, that's Tabitha St. Germain. Tabitha St. Germain is everyone.
Yeah, she's everybody.
Her and Andrea Libman are just everywhere.
They're the Maddie Goshorns of Pony.
Oh my god.
The singing voice of Pinkie Pie, Shannon Sean Kent, she was the voice of Misa from Death Note. And
Didn't know that.
hell, even Brad Swaley, Light himself, he was in Generation 2 of MLP. So it's like all these Pony actors in Death Note.
It sounds like a very like upper tier voice acting system of once you make it in the system, then you'll get switched around. But
hell,
I mean, that's kind of how the voice acting business
Nicole
works.
Oliver was Lust in Full Metal Alchemist.
No, you mean Laura Bailey.
Was it Laura Bailey?
Yeah, it's Laura Bailey.
Oh, okay, wrong one. Still though.
Because Funimation is Texas. Ocean Dub is Canada.
Oh, that was it.
And you know what's so funny, since you brought up Full Metal Alchemist? Every time, like, you know, Mustang versus Lust, and considering how Travis Willingham and Laura Bailey are married, imagine them having to record that saying, it's like, no hard feelings, honey. You're sleeping on the couch tonight, honey.
That's hot.
Damn it. But, yeah, it was Full Metal Alchemist, great show.
Great show.
To any artists out there or animators, go ahead and redo the whole Sparkle 7 scene in Death Note anime.
Yes. Like someone tried to do a Death Note X My Little Pony crossover, like, or at least, you know, My Little Pony as Death Note characters, and it was just terrible. So, but
I mean, I found a handful of fanfics. Only one of them's any good, and concerning.
Like, and also in Death Note, they got the guy who played Iron Will, Trevor Duvall. He was the voice of Aizawa, and they also got Generation 3's Rainbow Dash to play Wendy. I forget her full name, but they bring in like every pony actor from every generation in Death Note, which I thought was just so badass. So
I love. Okay, so
yeah, going back to the end, so end of the series, is there anything you would... I'm glad, so that was my prediction / hope, was that they would do some kind of skip ahead episode. Well, as I referenced, like they've done in Digimon Adventure and some other shows like that, is there any different end you would have wanted? Is there any different ship combinations, any different future combinations? I like, for instance, how we see Big Twilight. It's like, okay, where's Cadence? What happened to her? What happened to all of them?
Yeah.
Like, what do they look like right now?
I actually do like how in if you pay attention to the stained glass windows of the castle, you do see an adult Flurry. Yeah.
I also like the fact that on those stained glass windows, you also see the young Six vanquishing some other villain. Yeah. And I think that's just a really nice piece of extra background detail, like the adventures continuing.
That could be in the comic.
It's a nice way of showing time passing. I'd actually wish we'd. I think with the ending, there's not much more I would have done. Like, I think I made very clear that I really wanted to see Starlight and Trixie be made canon because so much time was dedicated to them last few seasons. And I would have liked to have seen actually, you know what? That's it. With the epilogue, I loved every part of it. That's it.
Yeah, I liked it too. Like, there's nothing really I could think of. Like, I thought they did really well with that. It'd be nice if we could, it'd be nice if we could see, like, the other secondary, like Cadence, Shining Armor, whatever. But
But I can do without it. Like, I still spent a week after the epilogue. Like, if I thought about the episode or about the show, I'd get all teary-eyed and have to stop thinking about it. So the episode, it did a good job. It hit me in the right places.
I love how even though we didn't get to see the other secondary characters, they still included everybody in the song when the final chorus was sung. And when each of the main six was like dancing, you see everybody in the background, which I thought was a really nice touch.
Even Sunset, we got to see Sunset.
Yep.
That was just.
Oh wait,
really
was
nice.
Sunset in there? Oh, I didn't.
Yes,
see that.
it was.
Yeah.
Best character was in there.
Yep. Best waifu.
Like,
I must have missed that.
We
She
got
was
bacon
out of-
like bacon pones in there.
Without a doubt, she has been my favorite part of the shows.
Oh,
Sunset
Shimmers is the best.
She's gotten better as the movies go on too.
Oh yeah.
Well, until Legend of Everfree, at which point it was like. But then the ones after that were great. Like, I think it's just that one. I think it had Legend of Everfree was like the only stumbling block for me for the Equestria Girls series.
Yeah, I didn't even remember that much about it. And like I remember everyone just having this major ship war between either Twi Flash or Twi Spruce. It's like like there's a whole more of that.
I'm about to gain some hate here.
Go on.
God.
For me, the one that I really didn't like the one that really didn't click for me was Rainbow Rocks.
No,
Really?
You're fired.
I don't consider the first movie to exist. That didn't happen. Rainbow Rocks, the sirens were fantastic.
Because I was gonna say, like,
The sirens were
dare call it
absolutely
a
fantastic.
oh yeah.
Everything else just kind of Twilight was hard to watch.
Yeah, but
Throughout that
Sunset's
whole
arc was
movie.
wonderful.
Well, this thing is, it wasn't about Twilight. Like the movie didn't start Twilight. The movie started Sunset.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
that
problem-
series was the redemption of Sunset.
Yes,
Yeah.
the problem
whole
with
series.
the fact that it wasn't Twilight's story is they still focused on Twilight a lot.
Yeah, I
They
feel like
spent
with the
most of the movie
Twilight out of
watching
it.
Twilight.
She's the
It was
marketable
Sunset's
face,
story.
which I mean is why it's why I think Friendship Games is probably still the best of them.
Oof,
No.
I think the reason why. Go on.
Sorry, by making it a story that where Sunset's got to deal with that shit aside from it, I will, and mark off points for getting a little boring and being a lot more subdued, and I prefer the music of Rainbow Rocks.
Yeah.
Shake Your Tail. Shake Your Tail is a really dumb song. I hate it so much.
Like, I think the reason
I wish we had actual rock music.
Guys, I think
Rocks.
the stream
Well,
is
the
dead.
Battle of the Bands was good. The
Stream's
Battle of the
dead.
Bands song was awesome.
Oh yeah, but
is Stream dead.
Dead stream,
Oh,
dead
Stream
stream.
dead?
It's up and going again.
Okay, never
Oh,
mind.
yeah, there we go.
I think Twilight, like as you said, Cinder, that
damn it.
Twilight was horned in was to like answer the question: is Equestria Girls canon? And they had to
Okay.
shoot in the end of season
Oh,
4 in the
Much
movie.
better.
now I do have something to
Yeah.
say about that.
Go
Remember when it came out? It was around the time where every single episode shoehorned Twilight in some way or another, even if she had
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
no connection to the plot. It was
Yeah,
around
they were
that time when Rainbow Rocks came out.
Like,
they
that was-
did the same for Rainbow Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it wasn't. It would have been really nice to see them do that story without Twilight. But overall, Rainbow felt. For me, it's there because for the Jack Horseman just did an entire episode without him. He did not appear at all in one of the episodes. It was great. You can do a show without your main character.
Exactly.
And they effectively even did the, hey, here's the Twilight. Here, Twilight. They kind of did that with friendship games. Because
in fact,
Twilight.
In fact, I'm going to stroke myself off. The first half of the Terminal Secrets, that first episode, did not feature either of our two protagonists. Both Stella and Butterfly were completely absent.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hell, you didn't even have Fade in the first half of Untypical. And clearly he's the main character.
Or like Helen BoJack Horseman. There were a ton of there was a lot of episodes that didn't star BoJack. Like there was there was an episode about Diane Mr. Peanut Butter. There's an episode about this Princess Carolyn. There's an episode about Todd. It's like you don't have to shoehorn your main character into the show just because the name of your show is your main character.
Although to be fair, BoJack Horseman is the best show on TV at the moment.
Bar none.
It's an unfair comparison.
Yeah, but even so, it's just BoJack. It's the one example you don't have to put your main character in every single situation.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like sometimes some comparisons do feel unfair. Like a lot of people do like to make a lot of people, especially very recently, for obvious reasons, have been making a lot of comparisons between the writing of Obsidian games and Bethesda games. And while it's really funny, it's actually not a fair comparison. Like the writers of Bethesda doesn't look for high-level writers, firstly, whereas Obsidian is built on its narrative.
Built by writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, it doesn't excuse Bethesda from having shitty writing.
Are we taking a detour through Bethesda land?
It just works.
We need those sweet little eyes.
Okay, so for anyone who hasn't been paying attention to Fallout 76 the last couple of days, they did a fresh series of oopsies where they roll out private servers, which is something that I'm sure people who understood what those were before hearing about them were looking for. But of course that comes at $13 a month.
Yeah.
And among all of the benefits of the private servers is an unlimited carry stash, which apparently is bugged, and so people who are putting all their stuff in this unlimited carry stash are now losing everything into the void.
Oh, and the private servers? Oh, and the private servers aren't private.
Oh, yeah, and that's
randos can join into your private server.
Which completely negates the point.
This out, and
also,
none of it works.
It just works. Little light stunning show. People buy money flows
So, I also want to point out the irony of the fact that one of the things that Bethesda are adding in this exclusive premier prestige $13 a month thing, one of the things you get is an outfit created by Obsidian.
Yeah, and not even a good version, but like a shitty, it's too clean, and it's just off. It looks like a weird forgery.
Hey guys, remember the game that was better than the one we made? Remember New Vegas? We are technically part of New Vegas, guys. Love us again.
It's really, really sad when, hell, my cosplay looks better than that.
Yeah. I think most cosplays look better than that.
And of all the time, what I don't get is why did Bethesda, so imagine you're sitting down with the Bethesda officers and you're like, all right, cool.
Bethesda.
People hate us right now, but we're going to release this anyway because we're fucking morons. Now, I think personally, we should release this news that will probably get backlash 2 days before a game built on saying fuck you to us is released.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Why release it 2 days before the Outer Worlds comes out? That was a terrible idea. All they did was market the Outer Worlds by doing that.
Yeah.
Do you suppose Bethesda is aware of what they're doing?
I
They
don't
have
think
to be.
Like they can't be this like inept, right?
They didn't purchase the domain of falloutfirst.com.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Again, it all depends on who's leading the ship, and it looks like the guy that's leading the ship is more focused on padding the books than actually running a company properly.
I mean,
Just
they
like
don't,
the
they don't
way-
seem to realize like how much the brand is damaged by all this, and it's just completely tone deaf. Like, not one of them is actually taking a critical look at anything anyone said online. And then, of course, they delayed the NPCs, which is something people actually really wanted, for like 6 or 8 months because they got to make sure they got this shit rolled out first. And it's like, do you guys really know what you're doing? Like, come on.
Well, I mean, it comes down to the fact
Wait a
that
minute,
Todd
wait a minute.
Howard.
There's actual NPCs in the game now?
No,
There will be.
That was the point. Is they were supposed to bring him out this fall or something. That's what they said at E3, and then that's just been fucking delayed.
Well, of course.
But I
Series
think-
36 is straight up dead.
The thing is that Todd Howard is a fantastic marketing man. He is really good at selling a game because he is a likable person.
Not
With a
anymore.
He was a likable person with a memeable personality.
Yeah.
He should only be a marketing man, not a director. In the same way that Zack Snyder should only be a director of photography, not a director.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Know what you're good at.
look, Todd Howard is so memeable, they made a show tune.
I
off of
know.
him.
A very
did.
catchy
And
one,
that show
too.
tune had more effort than anything Bethesda's done in the last year and a half.
Which is
I
really
think
fucking surreal.
I'm making it a tradition that once E3 comes around and I'm just gonna share that song on Facebook. Just, hey guys, just so you know, Bethesda's doing the E3, so here's the real shit for you.
You know
Honestly,
what? I would love to see show tunes become a regular thing at E3.
Oh
That
my
would make
god!
my freaking day.
Oh, I'd live for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I have to wonder how many of the actual hardcore Bethesda fans are going, oh, hey, that thing we really, really worshipped and love, I wonder if it's really even worth following anymore. Blasphemy!
I think Bethesda's just discounting the fucking days until Blizzard brings the story back to China again.
Oh god!
Mhm.
Yeah, can we talk about the fact that Bethesda fucked so hard that the internet has started ignoring blatant human rights? How do you fuck up that bad?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's extra special. It's yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, the thing is, so many game companies have a big stake in them owned by Tencent now that it's like you can't get away. They're all Chinese owned.
Mhm.
Like the whole Blizzard thing with that one, with that one guy, saying his pro. It's like, dude, time and place. It's like of all times to promote your free speech, you gotta do it, and it's like time and
Also-
place, buddy. Like, no shame, but still, there's a time and a place for it.
Mhm. Oh, and as an aside, speaking of Tencent, despite what the Chinese Communist Party will say, the primary owners of Tencent are leading representatives of the Chinese Communist Party. So yeah,
I mean, that's how
Tencent
most of
and
this
most
works
of these
anyway.
game companies
Yeah.
have significant controlling interests owned in them by the Chinese government.
Yay, there is no ethical consumption under capitalism. Woo!
I even I read it. I saw there's this one channel I follow called No Bullshit, and even they were and the Chinese government, they were trying to censor Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Quinn's like, no, fuck you, I'm not censoring for you guys. So
Well, the perfect timing, too, was then the South Park episode comes out,
Yeah!
and immediately, of course, it gets banned, and everyone's like, duh. It's like, obviously that's the point they were making, which I'm surprised they were still allowed there in the first place. But yeah, so that was like
I also
surprise
like how
situation.
they made fun of LeBron James.
Oh my
what they did.
gosh.
That was great.
It's like, come on, man. This is just getting
like,
silly.
It's like, what do you expect from a show? Like, it's fucking South Park.
But really, it's like you look at it and a lot of like all like the obvious pandering in some movies and stuff just to make it into the Chinese market because they have a strict filter of like, was it 34 foreign films a year, something like that? So they're all competing and it's just getting over the top and ridiculous. I mean, you see it play out in story points too, like when they had the Doctor Strange movie. In the original Doctor Strange, the head mystic, I forget the character's name. It wasn't what's her name? It was a Tibetan Buddhist monk.
And they did it because, well, who's trying to look like Tibet?
Yeah, you don't want to remind people that Tibet's getting culturally genocided right now. So they switched it off into some kind of Celtic thingy with what's her name.
Yeah, with
which also like it's also why scenes in major blockbusters attempt to either only imply homosexual relationships or put them in scenes that can be very easily edited out so that they can send them to a Chinese audience.
Oh yeah, like in Overwatch, 76 and Tracer and stuff, they're all straight as arrows. That's the thing they don't like in China. So
it's like these heteros were making me upset heteros.
Which is actually really weird. I'm kind of amazed that I'm amazed that whilst the Chinese censors have caught out the LGBT stuff in Overwatch, they haven't banned it because of Zenyatta, a character based on Tibetan monks.
Yeah.
Wait, Zenyatta?
Like,
yeah. No, it's not Zenyatta. I don't remember the fuck is. I don't play Overwatch. What was it? The robot dude.
I don't think that's based on Tibetan monks, is it? It's just Buddhism in general.
Zenyatta.
Like, there's a fine line because Buddhism does have a long history in China, but specifically the Doctor Strange character was Tibetan, and that's
So Zenyatta is based in Nepal.
It's a bit of a different nuance.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's like 4 or 5 major cultures. There's the Bhutanese and Tibet and Nepal. So it's a fine line. I'm sure in Chinese marketing materials, they're very clear on what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Damn you, nuance.
Anyway, I just like the fact that we live in a time where we could just post like a Winnie the Pooh Bear meme and that becomes an illegal meme. I mean, if a meme is not illegal in some country, then it's not a meme. It's not a good meme.
Although, the best version of Winnie the Pooh meme came a couple of years ago with a journalist who knew he was very likely going to be assassinated within the next week, and so he posted a picture of himself online toasting with his wife holding Winnie the Pooh mugs.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
And that is like, I feel like that's the ultimate flex. You're coming to kill me. I don't care.
Go out in style.
He's like, if you're gonna
die,
kill
me, I know, and this is what I'm gonna do with my life now.
Screw it! I've got nothing left to lose.
It's like Duke can party.
Yeah. So minor but also major topic change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back to our Fallout Day videos.
Yeah, no kidding. We should probably talk about those. Do you want to start with? You want to go in order with Wasteland Survival Guide?
All right. Well, yeah, we'll start with Wasteland Survival Guide. Before I do, did we finish talking about Requiem yet?
Let me see here. So, Calais, are you still on the call?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just eating.
Okay, yeah. No, we can go back into it. It was in the back burner. I remember us finishing it, or like the concept came up just after the Everybody Knows song. So that was like our next big one on the list. But then we had life already working out, so we finished that first and decided to set this aside for now. And and then I sketched out my idea for art, and Krellak delivered a really nice piece. I really love how
that was a good picture.
Yeah.
That was a really good picture.
Krellick is a fantastic artist,
Oh yeah.
and he's a perfect voice actor for ghouls.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually been. He's actually joined my Pink Eyes series.
Oh cool.
He's joined the Pink Eyes audiobook series, audio drama series, as our we need a ghoul
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
and
funny
the
because-
guard character in Confessions, he was a ghoul too. The Battered's bodyguard, so it's good.
Yeah.
I find it funny that the one ghoul I've had in Terminal Secrets, I didn't use Krelak for. We ended up using Dusty for it. Which
Yeah.
I mean, he did a really good job with that.
Oh
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, so no, I mean, for me, honestly, the thing that I still can't believe is that this is our 6th annual Fallout Day. And just talking about that in the description, I was like, oh my fucking god, I can't believe we've done this, this kind of consistency.
Right? Like, this has been happening all the time, and it's absolutely fantastic.
And the whole thing is like, it was just the perfect, like, I had that original Get Happy song kind of ready, and then I was like, well, this would be a great song special, but it doesn't work for Christmas. So I was like, what else happens in the fall? And then I was like, oh shit, Fallout Day. That would actually be really good.
I also think we're the only people who actually do anything for Fallout Day.
I know, which is great,
Yeah.
so we monopolize the tags.
Yeah, you guys.
We
you guys
own
will
the tags.
start.
If you actually, I'm actually curious about that. If I go online and type in Fallout Day, what comes up? I want to know how.
What it says.
Okay. Okay. For some reason, our live stream pops up third. So it stops. So there's an animation pops up at number 1. A Fallout 76 roll through pops up at number 2. Then our current live stream.
Okay.
Then a whole bunch.
But if you
of people
Google it on
talking about
Google, it will be tailored to you.
lots of Fallout 76 stuff, and then there we go. Okay, there's Set Me Free.
I'm
Pops up
seeing
first.
Princess. I opened up anyway an unhidden tab or whatever of private window, and Princess Requiem does come up on the second page of Google. So I don't know if that's just because it's recent or what, but that's kind of cool.
I'm sensing some algorithm screwery.
Yes,
because-
search engine
Yeah.
optimization.
Go on DuckDuckGo to do your
Uh,
searches properly.
That's true too.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
time to play
seeing
your
the
history and everything
Storyteller, the Great War episode from the Storyteller, then 76, and then us.
That's not
Okay.
bad.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so
I'll take it.
is that everything on Requiem?
Maybe. Is there anything else you want to mention, Kelly?
No, other than I'm working on a new song that's going to be bigger and better than the last one,
Oof.
and
Here we
hopefully it won't
Woo!
take another year.
Ooh.
And yeah,
Here we go. Yeah, no, I think I was happy with the way the lyrics worked out. I really liked that with the sort of back and forth call and responsey kind of thing. So,
yeah.
and it's a great wallpaper. So go check that out on our Facebook page, EAST Corp PR
True.
on Facebook.
Actually, I'm going to download that now. I need a new background image.
Yeah, right now I've got fan art from Primal as paper.
Oh yeah, I still
I'm still
haven't
waiting
seen
for-
that. I gotta watch that.
I see the first 3 episodes. I can't find the last 2 anywhere. Because like the first 3 episodes are on Watch Cartoon Online, but for some reason episodes 4 and 5 are not on there. And I tried the mobile version of that site and the regular site. They're just not on there. I just can't find the last 2 episodes.
I just
anywhere.
pirated them.
Oh really?
We don't get.
Yeah, I can't
have-
say
I
anything.
have
My
very
picture.
few-
I
I
can't
have
say
very
anything.
few-
My background is the most of the cast at a bar. Actually, it's a tavern, but still. close
Yo
enough.
ho, yo ho.
The thing is that I have very few qualms about pirating things because I live in South Africa where we get almost none of that shit anyway. So
Mhm.
like, my options are usually rig up a VPN or pirate, and pirating is more convenient.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm similar, but mine comes out of jadedness and the fact that I have no respect for these companies anymore.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm also still I've also got some reasons to be pissed about it. Not too long ago, a third-party company, let me see if I can find the name of them.
Okay.
A third-party company scanned my internet traffic. Let's see. They're called Mark Monitor. They do this and decided to tell my ISP that I was pirating Fallout 4. Note, I bought Fallout 4 years ago and was re-downloading it.
What?
Okay.
Fuck you, Mark Monitor.
So, just yet another example of why I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care anymore. I will buy things if I want to support. I will buy a game. Like, I bought Outer Worlds, even though some of that money goes to Epic, just because I want to support Obsidian.
I mean, to be fair, it was made on the Unreal Engine, so if they hadn't done that licensing deal, some of your money still Epic anyway.
Yeah, and I'm willing to support. I want to support Obsidian. I want to support CD Projekt Red. Hell, I want to support Valve because I'd rather Steam keep going because they're good at what they do than the kind of shenanigans we're dealing with now. Steam, good old games, Humble Bundle, I'll support them all day long.
Well, preferably Humble Bundle because of charity and GOG because of DRM free over Steam, personally.
Yes,
like,
and
were Steam to shut down, all those games that you don't technically own go away.
Yeah, that's another reason I have a hard time with digital purchasing. I want something physical where if all the lines go dark, if a California power company flips everything off and you're running off of a generator, that I still want to be able to play my games without having to ping some kind of fucking server.
Yeah,
and so you can still crack Steam's DRM. It's not. So, I mentioned this during the last stream. You can crack Steam's DRM without too much difficulty.
Yeah, but the point is we shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I shouldn't have to break the law to own
I don't agree with
something
DRM's existence to begin with, so I get where you're coming from here. It doesn't do jack.
So what you're saying is Outer Worlds is a good game?
Yes, Outer Worlds is a good game. Everyone should play it.
Honestly, I think I've mentioned this a couple times. The writing is emasculatingly good. To look at as another writer, I look at it and I think, how the fuck am I ever supposed to write something and not compare myself to this? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's on my list now. I didn't know it was actually coming out this week because I haven't been paying attention. But yeah, so now that's on my Christmas games list.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
It's not just that the writing's good. It's that it is consistently and constantly fantastic.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I played 7 hours and I haven't found a moment where I thought this wasn't really well written. I haven't found average writing in the 7 hours I've played so far. It's always been stellar.
And that's everywhere, from dialogue to the little flavor text to basically everywhere you look, you can see the polish and care they put in.
Yeah, everything is. They've really got this idea of the world building is so spot on with the it feels like all the characters you interact with are products of the world that they exist in, the corporate culture that all the characters. You've got people running into battle yelling yelling the mottos of the companies they support, or being excited, like, not because they're going to kill some dude, but because they get to write a report afterwards, and it's going to be fucking laminated.
Which, if that doesn't end up as a meme, I'm gonna be disappointed in reality.
So it's good. Back to EAST Corp.
Yeah.
Play the Outer Worlds.
So, yeah.
Tangent.
So Wasteland Survival Guide, it's been a little while, and we came back with, I'm not sure who decided that this was the next one to record, but this was just handed to me, a few weeks ago.
That was Needle. We basically gave Needle a whole bunch of episodes, and she decided which one to. Knots was I think Knots was one of the ones, because, okay, so we're going behind the scenes on this episode. I need to tell a story.
Oh god, here we go.
The first half of the script for this episode is like 2 years old. It was among the first batch of scripts I tried to write for the Wasteland Guide, and I sat down and I started researching Knots. I did a lot of research on Knots, and it made me so angry because it was so boring. It was so boring, and I couldn't finish the episode. And my irritation with researching Knots was coming out and I ended up writing Derpy a lot more passive aggressively than normal. And like a few months passed, and we were looking for new episodes, and I was like, well, I've got this half finished chapter of Knots, but I don't really know what to do with it because I really can't stand researching Knots. And Sky was like, no, you should just have Ditzy be like, use a zip tie, motherfucker. Like, there's better. Don't use a knot. And years later, that ended up being what happened. Like, had Ditzy changed the topic to, oh no, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to teach you how to meditate because that's an important skill to learn, and it makes me not think about knots. And then, just use a zip tie. Complete end. So that was this episode was 100% born out of frustration with the source material that I was researching. It was more of a joke episode. It was more of a joke episode than an actual episode. But
the thing is that it works.
It ended up being well received enough. It was received better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, not everyone was a fan of it. There were some people who didn't like it that much, which I can understand. The
passive aggressive Ditzy was probably gonna rub people the wrong way, and the fact that it's not super helpful in survival. But then again, that's how you should know it's a Vermont chapter of the Wasteland Survival Guide. Can this help me survive? Cool. Skybolt probably wrote it.
Yeah, and that is I think the main thing that might have rankled some folk, or that some people might not have liked as much, is the Wasteland Survival Guide has historically had a more, this is about existing and getting through the wasteland mostly intact.
Yes, this
it's always been moderately helpful.
It was still a fun chapter, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt. But it's always had that kind of tone to it. So that tone not being present is what I think had rankled some folk. Or why some people may feel that it doesn't quite fit with the rest of the series.
That all being said, the best part about this chapter of the Wasteland Survival Guide is Skybolt's cover art.
Oh yeah,
cover art is amazing.
I'll be honest, I had no idea about this chapter either until I got the script and was listening to her performance, and I was like, wait a sec, is this an out of season April Fool's joke? And so it might, I agree, it's not quite diegetic. It might go at the end of the book with the traps chapters, but it was funny. Yeah. And so I was inspired. I'm like, okay, how do we metaphorically represent this episode in picture form? Yeah, I was pretty happy with how suicidal Derpy ended up.
I loved it. For the record, for audiences, as far as I can recall, I think that's the last of the non-serious chapters. Wait. No. Yeah, no, my chapters on Yaks, I played a chapter on Yaks quite straight.
We can only hope that wherever Needle is right now, she's recording Wasteland Survival Guide episodes.
No.
No, probably not. We have a lot in the queue, though, so, we'll hopefully have more.
In this company, I do not have a stone to throw.
It's okay. I understand you now, Vermont. At least a little better. That's only because I'm organizing my own thing, so yeah.
Also, so I'm just looking at the Stable Tech channel.
Oh, sweet. Is it time? Happy anniversary, Stable Tech.
And I cannot help but laugh at the fact that I think officially now, the video where you and I say goodbye to Stable Tech is now the most viewed thing I've made for the Stable Tech channel.
Oh my god!
It was Terminal Secrets episode 1 for a bit, but I feel like I think my goodbye is now.
It's like, wait, Stable who?
Yeah, that was a pin comment I put on. We released a tiny, great experiment teaser on Fallout Day, and one of the top comment was, "Oh yeah, I forgot that this channel came from the collapse of another one."
Yeah, I saw that.
Right.
So amazing.
I mean, like, I got another reminder quite recently about why. I got another reminder quite recently about why he left. Because Wubby, who cut the trailer together, also released it on re-released it on his own channel after it came out on ours, and there was and so because his fan base is not our fan base. They don't all know the story, and so of fucking course, there was one person who said, hang on.
Okay.
Although I have to say, music, that Balefire Symphony is great. Sad it's the only thing good from that project.
Oh!
So at least they remember the Balefire Symphony.
Yeah.
But that was why we eventually left, was just that constant
you guys
shadow.
Because you guys done all you could.
We did everything.
Yeah, you did everything. You've done everything, and then after that, it's just.
When I was the music and voice director, all my stuff was done July of 2014. That very first time we went to Everfree Northwest, and they didn't do fucking anything with it.
The writing was so done that we wrote 3 seasons, scrapped it all, and wrote 2 more seasons, and they still weren't done.
Oh, that's another thing we'll have to go through at some point. I'm not sure if you're doing that in the documentary, but some of those old scripts have such weird little gem moments. I mean, the scripts whitewashed all of the past. They were so petrified about any possible C&D from Hasbro.
Oh
it was like no statuettes, no past, no characters.
I know, it's like, I'm pretty sure us saying the trademark stuff from My Little Pony is not going to get a C&D, whereas a visual like button mash and speed belt could.
We never got a C&D, period.
We never did.
Yeah, it was just like giants in our own minds, their own minds. My position always from the very beginning was just make one fucking episode. We need to get one out to prove to people we can do something, and then a lot of these decisions don't come up until later anyway.
Shit, I just realized I still have the recordings of when Yumi and Mohan read through one of the episodes.
Oh, really?
I should cut that together this week since I have since I have all the time in the world.
That does sound fun. I haven't heard that in 5 years.
So no promises to the audience. I want to go through the audio first, make sure it's good.
Yeah.
If it's good, if it's going to be good and fun to listen to, I will release myself, Skybolt, and Daniel Merhan reading one of the scripts for Equestria Season 1. I still have all the scripts somewhere.
And like, I remember that the whole C&D thing, like, oh, you can't say this, but like, even though it wasn't explicitly said, like Luna in the episode 1 animatic, like Little Pipit said, like Moon Princess is a scale hole. It's like, oh, because you can't say Princess Luna. Oh no, but
yeah. So
like,
a lot of that did come down to the panic that came. I see a lot of C&D panic even today. Like,
well, yeah.
It's one of the reasons I'm fundamentally against copyright.
But like with Janet Animations, one of the reasons he got caught is it was his style was too show accurate.
It was too perfect, yeah.
And not only that, but he was all of his projects, they were animated commissions, and he was like commissioning people like $100 per frame or per second. And I'm like, that's really unfair. And like, it's like, well, no wonder you got C&D. Like, you were charging money of something on characters who don't even belong to you.
So, if I remember right, the most common thing we see when it comes to these C&Ds isn't copyright. What we usually see is trademark, which is fundamentally different.
Yeah,
that's true.
People don't know how. That's what animation got.
And not only that, like,
the difference, please.
Go on.
So, the difference between copyright and trademark is fairly simple. Trademark is distinct. It's the exact designs of like Pinkie Pie, Twilight, the names in relation specifically to. So we could make a gritty noir thriller and have the main character be named Twilight Sparkle, the hard-boiled detective, and Hasbro couldn't do jack shit.
Yes.
That's because they have a trademark on the name Twilight Sparkle, specifically in relation to animation, and specifically in relation to that design.
Purple Horse.
Yeah, right.
That's the difference. But now copyright is different, because copyright is a attempt to lock in a intellectual property.
Yeah.
Copyright's kind of gone batshit.
Thanks to
over
Disney.
the years.
Yeah.
Due to books. Mostly due to books. A lot of the suits and legal shenaniganry has come from literature.
Yeah.
But then again, that's because it's been around for so long, and books don't change very quickly. So you get a lot of screwery with it. Copyright is over, like, they have a, okay, so copyright, if you don't use it, you lose it. No, it's trademark. Trademark is if you don't use it, you lose it. So if so you're obligated. So like Nintendo is obligated to go after someone if they're selling something with Mario.
Yeah, like that's
like,
why
they straight up take
Nintendo's
Mario,
against,
and
like that's what Nintendo's against fan games.
Mario.
And
yeah, that's what they ended up doing with AM2R.
Yeah.
And trademark only comes in, this is the problem.
Okay.
And this is the thing that leaves a lot of screwery, is trademark only applies if you're making a profit. So AM2R should not have been knocked down, because it is not under US law, because no, these things do have different definitions under
depending on where you-
different laws. Because of course they do. AM2R didn't invalidate the trademark that Nintendo was using to compete. It wasn't being sold. Trademark is primarily to prevent confusion for consumers. Or at least that was the initial idea. That's what it was supposed to be. Now it's kind of used as a cudgel.
Which is sad because really it doesn't matter how much you police it. Consumers are going to be as smart or dumb as they've always been. So, and I don't know. I feel like too with the internet there's less of an excuse because it's much easier to just kind of search around and find origins to stuff. And we're just still sort of like suffering at the hands of an older generation's incompetence. So,
so as with anything with the law is 15 years behind.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Whatever's happening, the law is 15 years behind whatever you're talking about.
Skybolt.
Yeah.
How are we on the audio? Because a couple of people, or one of them in the chat, is saying that the audio is killer on headphones.
I'm wearing headphones too. I've been rebalancing people as people are taking leads in the conversation. So I don't know.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
That's the thing that we've been seeing a lot of is copyright and trademark differences, and everyone's afraid of copyright right now. Mostly because of things like YouTube and
YouTube.
all of that just mess that's been happening.
Yeah.
Thanks, YouTube. You're so great.
Thanks, YouTube. We love you.
Thanks, Google.
Thanks, guys. Like, I hate, they had to make YouTube so freaking kid-friendly. Like, you can't say certain words, and...
So, YouTube is going the way of television.
Platform. Yeah, in the worst ways.
It's going the way
television. It's the opposite of television.
I know.
Fuck you.
Going in the way of television in the 50s because the advertising companies that are the advertisers still work under television rule. They still work as if everything is TV. Which I mean, they've certainly been trying to make it work. They've certainly been trying to make the internet like TV, but that's not going to happen.
And I find it kind of ironic how trying to make everything kid friendly, more like something on TV. Yet they take down YouTube channels talking about history, like either American history or world history. But it's history. Why would you want to censor that?
Yeah, I know.
It's standard
so it's
issue censorship.
Yeah, and then they're having to then put stuff offside or whatever. It's just garbage. So
it's also funny. Recently, sorry, Shadow, go ahead.
Even news coverages of current events. Why would you want to censor those? It's
I think you just answered your own question there.
Even so.
Yeah.
Even so.
Okay. Recently, I've been watching a friend of mine. He's been playing Red Dead Online 2 a lot, and recently I got curious about one of the things in the game about how after you go hunting and you get a kill, you kill the animals and you skin them.
Yeah.
I got curious about how that actually happens in real life, because in the video game you're practically just ripping the skin off. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went on to good old YouTube and I typed in skinning a deer or how to skin a deer, and
nice and
literally all these videos, full detail, uncensored, uncensored everything is literally, I'm seeing a guy skinning a deer right there, showing the muscle, showing the blood, decapitating it, cutting off the limbs and everything. I'm going, wait a damn second. Shouldn't this be age restricted? Because at this time I'm looking, I'm watching YouTube without being signed in or anything, and I'm like, that's odd. because as you said, Shadow, they're pulling out, they're literally trying to get rid of stuff of current events or
History.
or all the violent stuff, and they're trying to make YouTube as kid friendly as possible, even though they failed miserably with all those with not reacting to those channels that the Joker, the Spider-Man, and Elsa BS.
Oh god.
Yeah, and
Elsa
honestly,
Gate. Classic.
also a part of me really wants to blame the storytime animation community because my god, like
I mean,
I'm not familiar with that.
like
as with everything, you
like the Odd Ones Out, J Animations, Let Me Explain, Donic. Like I do like some of them, but at the same time, the storytime animation community is just so fucking stale and so boring. Like they have a format. Oh, I'm an introvert. I'm socially awkward, or I have anxiety or depression, or like their stories are the freaking same. There's art styles are the freaking same, and it says like YouTube just eats that shit out. It's like, hey, let's make it more like them, and everything is just.
Well, there was like that tweet a few days ago of YouTube, like, we're working towards sometime in the next year making it so half of the recommended videos on the algorithm came from YouTubers, native YouTubers. And everyone's like, are you kidding me? Half? It's not even at half right now? Like, it's just so like, tone deaf about like anything that made YouTube what it was the broadcasting yourself, but now all they're doing is trying to whore out the platform to NBC and CNN and all this nonsense.
It's Google's fault. As soon as they bought YouTube, that's when everything.
That's true. Yeah, if the three original guys are still in charge.
And
Maybe,
again, when it comes down to it, watch where the money goes.
Oh yeah.
With
Can we bring Newgrounds back?
Censorship, I guarantee you, we could trace that back to Google, and we can trace that back to. And Google has been constantly fighting has been constantly trying to get into China. They've even made a version of their Google search engine specifically to work more in line with China's censorship.
Yeah, and that's the funniest thing of it all too, is that now, like, again, why can't there just be different tiers in different countries based, on their own policies, I guess? But it's like, in America, this shouldn't be any of this shit, but whatever.
Because China wants power.
Yeah.
That's how China has been controlling its power, has been exercising its power through its economy and through market access. That's the reason they do it. And the reason everyone's all over it is because China has a fuck ton of people.
Yeah.
A lot of them are in really shitty situations, but there's still a fuck ton of people there.
Yeah. It's
also, China lies about its GDP constantly.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Can we please...
Guys.
As I guess Shadow is trying to say, that even though this type of theory and plot devices and everything about conspiracy trying to block all the like history stuff and other stuff instead of actually bad stuff, I think we should maybe turn the theme of the stream back to Fallout, ponies, and what we were going to do.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, yeah, question. Good question. Who is best pony now that we know all the ponies?
Rarity.
Luster Dawn.
Rarity, absolutely.
Sakura.
Rarity. Okay,
Sakura
all right.
is best.
All right. Okay. Best main 6. Rarity.
Yes.
I don't have a favorite main 6.
Ditto.
What does that mean?
All
Does that
right.
mean they're all equally good, or they're all equally middle to subpar?
All right.
I think every one of them has a good side and a bad side, and I like them for different reasons, and don't like them as much for different reasons. So for me, they're all equally bad or equally good, as you say, depending on how you see the glass of water.
All right.
Half full or half empty.
All right.
Yeah.
Least main 6. Applejack.
Applejack, yeah.
Applejack.
Fluttershy, or actually no, probably
What?
Rainbow Dash.
I have to say it depends on the episode, because in a concerning number of episodes, it's got to be Pinkie Pie.
Oh
Yeah.
How much of a bitch they make her. But in the other, like, 3/4 of all the episodes, she's one of my favorite.
I think,
Like,
it should be Fluttershy, but she's a really good supporting character.
No, she's not.
I think
I like
actually
her
no.
supporting
After
character. 8 episodes
Like-
based on her.
no, like after It Ain't Easy being Breezy's, Fluttershy has been consecutively been getting really good episodes surrounding her, like Health of Information or Fake It Till You Make It. I love that one.
I will say, I do love Flutterdry. I love how sassy Fluttershy has gotten.
I know.
Yes.
I love Flutterdry.
I like the fact that so I was rewatching the first episode just a little bit before the finale, and it was nice to see just how far she's come. Like, because your very first interaction with, she has an actual panic attack, curling up and just squealing because she can't introduce herself to a new person, as opposed to like for not final season Fluttershy where she is full fucking sass if she doesn't like something. Like, no issue.
All right. Best princess.
Ooh.
Easy. Princess Ember. Dragon Bay.
Oh, right. Is a princess. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Celestia.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay, so
Sky Star.
truthfully, it's Celestia. For the memes, it's Princess Macintosh,
Oh my
clearly.
God.
Yes. Oh my god.
Flurry Heart.
Ew, no.
All right. Okay.
Yes,
Least.
the crotch demon.
All right. All right.
I don't have one.
Okay. Least princess. Luna.
Oof. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Luna.
Luna for me.
What? Cadence.
Sorry.
I started off the show like most people being like, oh, Luna's the best, until she just got bad episode after bad episode.
I know, right?
Bad episode.
And I'm sorry. Luna is overrated as shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. And would someone please tell fans of Silly Philly that?
Thank you.
Who's Silly
Like
Philly?
it's like wait,
Silly Philly has
Studios?
fans?
Oh.
Guys, you forgot about the
They have
princess.
too many.
But it's like
Okay.
Guys,
go yeah,
you
Chris.
forgot it. You forgot about the Princess Discord.
Oh my God.
Oh well, now I have my
Yeah.
worst. Now I have my worst princess. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, Silly Philly Studios. Like we get it. You're on. No one fucking cares.
Oh
Okay,
my
I
god.
got my least favorite.
Nothing in the
princess.
fandom makes
I
me as
got a
angry as
least favorite.
what?
Go on.
Princess Platinum.
Oh
Platinum?
no.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
don't remember Platinum. Was she from the comics?
She was in the.
No,
she was
Heartwarming.
she's from
Heartwarming.
Heartwarming. The first.
Oh,
The story
yeah, but she
about
was
how
ripped-
Equestria
she
was
was
founded.
ripped to be a
She
cow.
was even in the Journal of the Two Sisters. She was nasty, but what's really funny is that Luna actually pulled a prank on her in her diary entry that made her fell through a trap door. So that was
That's
good.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I never finished the Journal of Two Sisters.
Oh,
Okay,
it's good.
Oh, actually, no, before you say that, I know who the best princess is, and
Yeah.
that's
Who?
Cozy Glow.
Okay.
Huh?
Oh yeah, Cozy Glow.
Oh
Yes,
She's
Cozy
up
Glow
there.
is the best princess.
All right, next
She
one.
didn't become a princess. She just became an alicorn.
Which
Well,
is a princess.
Yeah,
All right.
apparently
Makes you a
it's
princess.
like checkers. As soon as you get to the other side, you're king.
Yeah,
Alright.
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, my turn. Okay, next, best villain.
Oof.
Ooh.
And that includes the Equestria Girls movies.
Maniac.
Okay, so
Starlight, Glimmer.
so
The Dazzlings.
see here's the. I'm gonna say Sombra because
Yes, Sombra.
I'm gonna say Sombra because Skybolt's Fall of an Empire fixed him for.
Woo!
Mm.
And
So,
I'm sorry, but
Sky-
season 9 Sombra, he sounds like the red guy from Cow and Chicken.
Oh.
I love gay Sombra.
Aren't
so
that the
much.
same voice actor?
No, it's the voice actor of Sombra is actually the person who plays Flutter Guy.
Oh,
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but Sombra season 9, he is the gayest guy. And I love it.
Yes.
I love gay Sombra. It was not the direction I thought they were going. I'm glad it's the direction they went.
But I do love Sombra. He's one of my favorite villains, and the Dazzlings are great too.
Well, I think
The
best villains is the three villains right at the end for the season finale or the last season.
I
sorry.
gotta agree, that was a
and
really
three.
good trio. The
They were
dynamic
so
good.
between them.
Yeah,
They could have had their own show.
Yeah.
like,
The
they-
frenemies
they-
episode was one of the best episodes.
The fans actually started calling them the Mean Three. So
Yes, the
Yeah.
Mean Three. That was it. Because
Yeah.
the episode that the three of them got together, frenemies, is one of my favorite episodes of the
that
show.
was really good. Yeah,
It was so funny,
actually,
especially
I honestly
Chrysalis
thought,
straight up.
like, I honestly thought that for the season 9 finale, not like the very final episode, last prom, but the finale, I thought that if Grogar was real, like, he would take the bell for himself, and that would make the Main Three and the Main Six, like, the enemy of the enemy is my friend. They would
Yeah,
have to
that's the
work
direction.
together.
That
They
would be
have to-
cool.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna go that far, but at the same time, I'm glad they didn't, because I don't want to see any of the Mean Three reformed in any way.
Yeah, like
Agreed.
again, I the reason I was willing to forgive the really dumb Grogar twist was because I agree with Big Jim's premise that ending the series with 3 characters who have history with the Main Six as the final. I agree that was a good idea. They should have just not had. They should have just not had Grogar in it at all. Like, keep his bell in there so that we know he exists in this universe. But outside of that, just make it those 3 from the beginning, or make it Discord summoning them all because he wants to try and reform them himself, because that's how friendship works in this world. That would have been a cool thing to see.
He tried pulling a
Like,
Celestia
I
and
honestly
failed.
thought they were gonna do the whole "the enemy of the enemy is my friend," but I'm glad they didn't. But though I thought it'd be really funny if they did do that. The Mean Three will be like, "Listen, we don't want to be bad guys, so how about we try to conquer Equestria every Thursday?" Okay, that sounds fair. Like, they
Yeah,
do the whole-
you gotta have something to look forward to.
like,
No, it has to be every Saturday.
like they do, like
Yeah.
they have the kind of whole
No,
Mario and
Saturday
Bowser.
doesn't work for me. We have to do it Sunday.
Or, like, they do the
It
whole
also would have.
and like they do the whole Mario and Bowser rivalry, and then they all go karting, and everybody's friends.
What also would have been kind of funny is if they had like, if the Mean Three were like, okay, cool, look, guys, Grogar is too powerful. We're still villains, but I feel like the Main Six and us, the Mean Three, we should team up to take down Grogar because he's too much of a problem. But just be aware, we're still gonna try and conquer you guys like immediately afterwards. Like, we're gonna do it because we still fucking hate you. But let's just deal with this because otherwise none of us win. Sure, I'll stab you in the back later. You too.
Truce
Yeah.
for the next 30 minutes or so.
I mean, that was basically the entire premise of the Mean Three themselves. 3
Yeah.
characters who hated each other, I love the fact that all the way through the 2-part finale, all 3 of them were kind of partially about to betray each other. And then something would stop them, like all this power will be mine. You mean ours? Yes, ours.
Yeah, and I actually like
Cozy just betrayed them the first chance she got
That
and
was
couldn't
amazing.
handle it. And I
And
love
I
the fact
actually go on.
the fact that after Cozy attempts to betray them right after they get Grogar's bell, they don't punish her for it. They don't abandon her for it because they both know they would have done exactly the same thing. They're
They
both like,
would.
yeah, no, we get it. Come back. It's cool. You're forgiven. Fuck you, but you're forgiven.
Yeah, I love how they gave Chrysalis the cat eyes when she got the power. That's neat. And can we just say Chrysalis versus Starlight? That scene was badass.
Yes,
That was great.
that was
When
awesome.
Starlight just walks away. That became a meme itself.
That was a
Like,
good.
If we needed more reminders that Starlight's a badass.
Well, so yeah, that's one of those things of oh, sorry, you got.
I was gonna say when Starlight got knocked out by Chrysalis, it's like, Starlight, you're still constant. And Chris was still wrapping up in the cocoon. It's like, Starlight, you're still conscious. Just shoot her. She's right there. Just shoot her in the face.
It was
just
pretty
shoot her in the
Your
face.
horn was stuck.
What is
it
wrong
was
with
pretty
your
cool
face?
To see that the whilst Starlight's obscene power level pissed off a lot of people, it was at least nice to see them maintain some level of continuity with that. That given the Chrysalis with Grogo's power really struggled to be at least they kept that consistent, and also
They
just
didn't
all the
dwarf
one-liners.
her.
Okay.
All the one-liners that Starlight drops in that was fucking beautiful.
All right, worst villain, Pony of Shadows.
Oof. Pony of Shadows.
Yeah, Pony of Shadows.
Pony of Shadows.
Yeah.
Like, they could have made such a fun villain. Like, he's a creature of fucking darkness. That is so cheesy and goofy in and of itself. They could have made him fun, but no, they made him a freaking whoopee with a sobby backstory and give.
It would have been nice to keep, but although not too, don't pull too many things from Kingdom Hearts. I still want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I still want the story to be good.
But like Xehanort, more like Neanort. Am I right?
Yeah, for me, I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. I feel like they took back most of the good villains at the end and made them, pay off better. But, I don't know. I would say, I don't know. I can't quite pick a bottom. It's hard.
Really?
I could say Pony of Shadows, but I don't want to undercut it. I feel like there's something I could do with it for our next opera, if that ever exists. Which
also,
yeah,
I love how people call him POS because the Pony of Shadows really is a piece of shit.
Aww. Because I felt like they made Pony of Shadows as a way to try to fix Sombra. That was my takeaway when they released those episodes. Because Sombra in the original had no personality.
But
I would have just preferred they actually have Sombra be the threat that he was hyped up to be.
Yeah.
Instead of being more Metro than Fade and harder to take seriously.
Yeah, like I remember when season 3 was trying to build up King Sombra, and then when they got to the premiere, he only said 5 words.
Yeah, and
it's like, well, they were like, well, we want Sombra to be more of a force than a character. It's like, then don't build him up like that.
I know, worst villain. Flurry Heart from the season 6 opening.
Yeah, you got it.
No, okay, sorry. No. That's the best villain.
Crotch demon.
Okay. Best background pony. Octavia.
Applejack.
No, we're not doing that now.
Vinyl Scratch.
Octavia.
My reason for that is, even though she didn't talk, her actions spoke volumes.
Yes.
Even though she practically only had like a major role in the 100th special episode, may not have been exactly what the doctor was asking for, but she did help him find someone for the suit. She helped out Octavia make a mix and also get her to the wedding on time.
Yeah.
So I really do like how they kept that consistent and made it. They made Vinyl mute.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they call her
takes some balls.
And they call her DJ3. So.
Well, I mean, I think it might be Lyra and Bonbon, like as a tie. It was just nice seeing the progression they went through across, but also just how over the top they were in everything. Like even like, I know it's really easy to jump to the best friends jokes, but all their other dialogue was also really over the top. Like Lyra being like Lyra was having a fucking panic attack because Bonbon lied about her identity, and she's like, but what about the benches we've sat on? Was that all a lie?
I even love her like little petty revenge. Oh yes, you did this thing. Well, I ate your fancy oats. Ha!
Well, I also love how Bonbon says my agent name was Agent Sweetie Drops, which is funny because before
that was her
Bonbon, original name was Sweetie Drops.
Sweetie Drops. That was a great. I think I really liked Vinyl like in that episode, but I feel like there were too many points where they pulled her in, like, and it felt forced. Like not in that episode, just in some of the other references across the later half of the series. So
hey, you want to see my here? Here's Starlight. Here's someone who can be your friend. Hi, it's a bush. No, the one in the bush. Vinyl pops up. It's just like, okay, that happened.
Can we also just say that Gummy was the best part of the entire episode?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What is
The
it?
existential crisis.
Why do I imagine Gummy having like diary entries of like living with Pinkie Pie and just studying her?
I want that
Well,
spin-off. I want that.
Speaking of-
Like me and my
Speaking
boyfriend actually
of
got
Gummy.
like ideas of like this pink one is keeping me hostage and keep forcing me these cupcakes.
I have tried
Speaking
to
of-
assassinate her, but it doesn't work.
Speaking of
seems-
Gummy,
Go on.
Gummy in the series finale is fucking massive, and there's
I
no
know.
I know. We get our Radgator. Yay! Fall Equestria.
explanation. He's just huge. Like,
Okay,
at least when
so-
Twilight grew, her proportions changed. Gummy just they pulled a smoke. He grew like Smolder did.
Speaking of best background ponies, we can't ignore Derpy.
Yeah, we
We can
can't
try
ignore Derpy.
Yeah,
Okay, here-
Derpy worked out okay. They kind
Here's
of
a question.
corrected her.
Here's a
Yeah,
question.
I'm
Did you-
still. I would like to see how Sakura looked. Would she still be the same, or would she have like
Yeah.
gray hair in
True.
Yeah,
here already gray hair?
I also love how in Slice of Life how Derpy and the dog interacted. That was cute.
Yeah, that was really cute. It was not a ship I was a fan of at first, but it grew on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Um,
wanted to see more Zakora overall.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Real quick,
she is still
Derpy.
my favorite character.
All right, this is probably a minute thing by now, but which voice of Derpy did you guys like? The original,
Very original, man. They should have
the
stuck
very
with that.
Original.
or the
Now-
one that
Yeah.
they corrected with.
The correct one. Cause funny thing, when Tabitha St. Germain tried voice Derpy in the last roundup, honest to God, Tabitha thought Derpy was a guy. That's why she made her have a low voice.
Oh, I like that.
She thought, Tabitha thought Derpy was a dude, so that's why she went low register.
It worked.
I honestly liked both.
I like the current one because the new one, like the old one, just it was cute, but at the same time, it's like the new. I just like the current voice better
Yeah, like I liked both.
because with
I
the
wish
old
I'd
voice,
gotten to see more of the first one.
Yeah, that's
but
why
I'm
I vote the old
happy
voice.
with the.
'Cause-
I'm happy with the voice that she has now.
because like with the old voice, I can see why people would be offended because it does sound like
It's
you
the
know.
same as Single D. Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie. That's like the inconsistency that drives me
No,
crazy.
and with Billy from Billy and Manny, but I
And
think,
Cosmo
you know,
from Cosmo and Wanda. So you can have a differently abled voice male character is all you want, but you can't have Derpy.
okay, best secondary characters, and it could be a long list. So
Big
Sunset.
Mac. They put way more development into him than any of the main six.
all right, for me, Trixie.
Oh,
Maud,
Trixie,
Yeah,
yes.
Trixie's pretty
Trixie.
good.
like
Yeah.
okay,
Trixie went-
for me, Trixie, Maud, and Autumn Blaze.
Dixie.
Oh,
Autumn
Oh my
Blaze.
God,
Oh,
Autumn
nice. Oh,
Blaze.
yeah.
Autumn Blaze is
I-
fucking great.
I
I
love
still
Autumn
go
Blaze.
back to rewatch that episode just for Autumn Blaze because
She has her singing
Nailed
voice is just, or like, not just her singing voice, but like, well, I mean, that song is fantastic. And all those moments where she breaks away just to speak is also just like fucking. Oh,
Like
God.
I really
There's
want
only
to see
so
what
long Sudoku can keep you entertained.
like I really want to see what the actress is like in the booth doing that song and recording those lines. She must have had a field day with voicing Autumn Blaze.
yeah, if
So
I
apparent-
remember right, Autumn Blaze's VA and singer are a parody she's a parody singer.
Did not
Really?
know that. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
she's like Weird Al in that she does a
Oh.
lot of parody music.
Oh,
which,
cool.
Okay.
I mean, if you're
Yeah, of course
gonna
Skype would
write
like that.
that song.
'Cause
Well,
rainbows will light up the sky.
Well, the whole bit with
Yeah.
the Phantom of the Opera was perfect. I love that everything about
That was great. I
Yeah.
love that part.
Yeah,
I love that.
Apparently, she wrote Phantom of the Opera and Citizen Kane and a couple others.
Well, apparently she also wrote Hamilton because that's referenced as one of the things she made as well.
So clearly, not only is she a fantastic singer and crazy as a box of fruit bats, she's also a
musical genius.
Yeah, she's
apparently
also a musical luminary.
But like also
Move over, Stephen Schwartz. You've got competition.
I also really love the fact
speaking
that
of Steven, to answer your question, Shadow, along with Autumn Blaze and Trixie, we cannot forget Steven Magnet.
Oh,
Ooh,
Yes, we
Billy,
can't.
how could I possibly forget?
Yeah, we could go
Oh.
season by season. What was everyone's favorite season 1 whatever story?
Speaking of,
Yeah.
And in case the listeners don't know who we're talking about the sea serpent from season 1.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
second
named
episode.
Stephen Magnus.
so short
second, yeah, second.
tangent.
Well, the question was best secondary character, and my list was Trixie. My list was Trixie, Maud, and Autumn.
Oh yeah, Maud.
just
Yeah.
I just want to point out it's so I saw other people putting this out. It's so nice and calming to see Trixie in a stable job, so happy in the
I know.
in the future. Like she's so
Stable.
content.
I'm also glad they kind of explained Trixie's magic, that she's not like a powerful unicorn, but her magic is illusionary magic. Her magic is smoke and mirrors, so that's why she's not like an all powerful ordinary unicorn, but her magic is just show magic.
Until she gets a badass little gauntlet and amulet. And
the
spurs
Alicorn-
all
the Alicorn
wheels
amulet.
within her reach.
Okay, so that's something that I like. I really like what they implied there, that with a good teacher, a unicorn can learn magic that doesn't match their special talent. Because that was something that we saw a lot of, is very rarely, it even was said straight out, usually unicorns are limited to magic that's directly related to their special talent, and Twilight's BS is because her special talent is magic. So I'm glad they redacted that.
What do you think, Chris?
Anyone
There's
else's
also-
favorite secondary characters?
That we haven't mentioned?
Chris,
I could.
you there?
Let's see. There's Gilda. There's Gabby.
I do like
Oh well,
Gabby.
obviously
Gabby
all
is
of
best.
the Kid Six, especially
the
Silverstream
Young Six.
and
The Young
and
Six.
Smolder to some extent.
Don't forget Twist.
Four of the Kid Six. Let's be honest, 4 of the Kid 6.
I'll be honest, it's
Because
mostly just
Sandbar-
Silverstream for me, and kind of Gallus.
Sandbar is
I
a
felt bad for
non-entity.
Gallus.
They can do Thor.
Sandbar is a non-entity, and
Emperor.
Yona is a yak.
Sandbar
So she's
is
a-
Yona's
I mean-
bae.
Hey,
Yeah.
then you must be happy. I think they ended up together.
They did end up together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yona
So
Bar.
the two worst of the Young Six get shuffled off into their own place where they can not bother anyone. Yay!
I think that's kind of why they got paired up, is because neither of them had as much to do.
Yeah. But
I know the fan
Silver
base.
Stream's horrible.
I know the fan base really, really liked Yona. I only give her a hard time because she's a yak.
No,
but Sandbar was just
yeah.
Sandbar was a nothing character. Oh my god,
He
Sandbar was more of a nothing character than the Pony of Shadows.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Sandbar
I don't-
is more Applejack than Applejack.
Okay.
I'm just
Hold on, Chris.
just gonna ignore the
Something.
anti-Apple bigotry in the stream. That's fine.
Oh no, Applejack's one of my favorite main 6. She's like
Oh.
number 2.
Earth ponies, man, just fucking.
All
Earth-
right.
eh.
Hold on, Shadow. Chris,
All
what
right.
were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say that he's basically the Applejack of the group. When
Yeah.
things go
Oh.
down, he is the sense of reason, and he is the one that keeps things low to ground and together. So that's not surprising that he doesn't have much outside of that, because he is more representative of the pony culture in the big show off of all the other races. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry, what
Another
were you
thing,
saying, Shadow?
another secondary character I liked, Rara.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Akira. Yeah,
I
she was
love
great.
Rara.
And her song is really good.
Oh yeah, like I was hoping.
Oh
to
yeah,
see
the
more
singer's
of her,
fantastic too.
Yeah, Lena
just-
Hall, she was great.
Absolutely fantastic.
Least secondary character for me, Mudbriar. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. As soon as they had a Sheldon character on the show, I'm like, nope, hate this.
I'm like,
hate
done.
this now. God will smite you.
Yeah, and please note, like, anything...
I've dealt with people like Mudbriar, and it was, oh my god, it's so
see, anything close to Sheldon Cooper pisses me off beyond belief.
Yeah.
As a person with Asperger's syndrome, the fact that like I go through my life constantly being compared to that motherfucker.
Oh, God.
And he is.
Oh no!
Because like the thing is, a lot of people, especially in South Africa, do not know what Asperger's syndrome and autism is. So when we explain it, either someone next to me who doesn't know how much it pisses me off, or the people I'm speaking to will eventually be like, he's like Sheldon Cooper.
Oh,
Like, do you know
God.
Sheldon Cooper? And it's like, Sheldon is such a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
That it pisses me off that not the best, but like the only piece of widely known piece of representation that I have to deal with is a fucking asshole. Pardon? Yes, I do.
Yeah, and it's like not all people with Asperger's are like fucking Cooper, and Sheldon Cooper is a fucking character. He's not real. It's like
he's also a cunt muffin, so you know.
He is a cunt muffin.
So Mudbriar really rubbed me up the way because
and
like,
it's funny
I have to think.
and it's funny too because his cue mark is a literal stick in the mud.
Oh.
I have.
Go on,
sorry.
Chris. Go on.
Just a funny side note. I saw this episode with a few friends of mine, and when Sandstorm was going all the way, technically, yeah. Suddenly, in the last one of the few last, technically, Mudbriar said, a friend of mine yelled from the top of his lungs, "Shut up!"
Yeah,
I became a thing in the Norwegian brownie group that every time when somebody said technically, one or everybody would shout, "Shut up!"
We've already met.
Using the same word again and again and again and again gets very annoying.
He could have just said, like, actually, because
Actually.
Oh my god.
Or technically, we've already met.
Also, by the way, so I need to take you guys as a question, and it's kind of a tangent.
Go on.
I don't know if this is just a South African thing, but around the world, do people abuse the word actually? Like, do they use that word wrong all the time where you guys are from?
Well, it's like
Actually,
an internet
yes.
meme at this point, but yeah.
No. They don't just abuse actually. They abuse the word basically. A lot.
Basically, actually, and literally.
Okay,
Literally,
so
yes,
one of the
literally.
reasons why basically and actually get abused so much is because they're essentially placeholder words.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people use or
Yeah.
They're
Like.
placeholder words specifically because people their brain isn't caught up. Your brain rarely is actually caught up with what you're saying.
So basically, I'm actually.
Yeah,
The thing is, at least
that's not to say that some of them don't need a baseball bat to the skull, but you know.
The word is designed to be a placeholder for when you that is its purpose. The word actually it exists to correct something.
Yes.
It is actually this, as opposed to when it's just like I want to do something like this so that I can so I want to put the bread in the oven so that I can so I can actually make some bread. So I can actually make some toast. Like that's not what the word fucking means.
I know, right?
If someone went to you and said, "Oh, so you want to put the bread in the oven because you want to make a duck?" No, I want to put it in there to make some toast. I don't know why I'm putting bread in the oven to make toast. You put it in a toaster, but
yeah,
actually, basically, I just throw mine in the fire.
Like, actually,
also, damn you, Skybolt.
actually is meant to correct something basically is a summary or short summary of something.
And the fact that people have butchered the word literally so much that now when I actually want to use the word literally, there's me being fucking correct. When I want to use the word, I have to say literally, not figuratively, literally, and then I continue the sentence.
Yeah,
so people know that
there's a clear distinction between literally and figuratively, and you're using
people
it wrong.
use literally as for emphasis instead of this is what we're actually talking about. This is the facts.
I swear,
Yes.
I feel like we're starting to do a who's on first, what's on second, I don't know is on third skit right now.
Yeah, so should we pivot? I think, have we talked about everything with the end of Ponies? Should we talk about EAST Corp anniversary stuff again? Or what do you think?
Basically,
Let's
that's
talk
what
about
we
EAST
need to do right now.
Yeah, he said
Yeah, but you got me doing it.
Okay. EAST Corp.
So, yeah.
We've been doing this for 3 years.
Yeah, I really can't believe that either. Should we give a quick rundown for anyone who's new that doesn't quite remember how all this started?
Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right,
Let's start from the beginning.
Well, actually, you know, I think you and I have told the story so many times.
Yeah, let's hear it from everyone else's perspective.
Let's hear it from everyone
If I
else's.
could turn back time.
Shadow, you're
To
first.
the good old days.
Shadow, how was EAST Corp made?
the failure of table tech. There you go. Yeah. I don't know where to begin. Actually, I was just anytime 12 Bible need anything from me, I just go okay. like checking out with the project, budget this, as then go okay. I'll voice, and there you go.
The place
That's
to
just
begin
really-
is where
that's
EAST
just-
Corp.
That's just really. I'm just a voice actress, so.
Cinder,
The
your
place to
turn.
begin is where EAST Corp began. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Stapletech.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we should totally do a video about how EAST Corp was made, parodying the how Equestria was made video.
Oh my god. That'd be great.
How about
Do it.
Kelly being one of our other founders on the podcast? What you want to give us your timeline of events as all this happened?
Yeah,
That
I
would
think
be
actually
so awesome.
from my perspective, I suppose it was a bit weird because obviously I was only there for a short while. You know, it was probably only. Actually, should I get LinkedIn up so I know how long?
Do it.
So I know actually how long I was in the bloody studio because I did actually put it as an experience for me.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. It's on my LinkedIn if anyone wants to have a look.
Oh god.
Yeah, let me have a look. Projects.
Horse music.
So I did, okay, no, that's Term of Secrets. Right, no. Oh no, I don't have it on there.
Oh, that's probably for the best.
I put everything else on there because it's actually important. But anyway, yeah, I was probably only in there for like at most half a year. And obviously it was weird because like I started out with the "Hey Vermont, I'm a random person. Can you let me do work?" And he was like, "Who the fuck are you?" Okay. And then in about half a year of releasing the EP and doing Terminal of Secrets, and then actually also then obviously the big thing being on the podcast a couple of times, editing the podcast, and then the guys came even Stapletech shit, and I'm like, yep, agree with that. And then they went, right, we want to make a new studio doing exactly what we're doing now without the animation, and you can be music team lead. And I'm like, hell yeah. And that was how it started. And we also dragged over Krelak as well. Whatever.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think.
Crack-a-lackin'.
Yeah, because that was
yeah.
kind of one of the parts of the story that I never bring up that often whenever I do telling, is the fact that just before Tech ended for like the last 3 months, I was trying so desperately to shift power to all sort of away from the animated series that I just started advertising positions at Stapletech specifically to work in what we called the alternate projects department. And so I basically took that entire apartment.
Yeah, I think 2016 was really, and we talk about this in the documentary, that was the year where there was no one at the helm. All the captains had jumped overboard or were eaten by sharks. And so we were basically like already sawing the ship into pieces, and other teams were building other boats out of it while it was sinking.
Don't they have to jump overboard to be eaten by sharks?
And musicians possible.
Some of them were kicked overboard.
We were kind of like, oh, you look like you have talent, and you sometimes do work here. You want to come for us?
Yeah. So Vermont and I were metaphorically the ones that had the hull and engine, and so then everyone else like, I got some rope. Let's go.
I think there was a point where I went on Tech Facebook page, and I just started going through the Facebook profiles of everyone who liked Stable Tech and finding which of them were artists, and then I messaged them as from the Stable Tech account, being like, "Hey, you want to come work for us?"
It was so surreal. I was just listening to the fourth Stable Talk stream the other day too, the one that finally broke Vermont, and it was just it was surreal because it doesn't really sound like a negative stream. Like we don't, we kept it off of the streams for the most part, our actual ranting, but then just to think that right afterwards, that was when we were all like, no, that's good.
Right,
that's enough.
I feel because like whilst EAST Corp was when did we record that stream? What was the day?
That was the 23rd. I remember because it was our Fallout Day special, and we were talking about the Dashite song, and I remember because I had just broken up with someone, and so I was already in like a fuck everything mood. So that was fun.
Yeah. Because I don't actually think about that very often. Like when I think about how EAST Corp was made, I think about I think about the day we left. I think about like starting this channel. I don't actually think about the day where we actually said, holy shit, we're gonna leave.
It's sort of this whole last week of October, because the first day was then Fallout Day, which is why it's such a memory, and then we were doing all the prep work behind the scenes, and then I think you got the breakup channel on on the Stable Tech channel on like the 28th or something, and on the 29th I started mass uploading all of the content we were porting over, because for me I was very much, I wanted to make sure A, I rebranded everything in the credits, and B, I fixed some of the things like we had taken out the stupid princess names and stuff and made it normal again. And then with Get Happy, there was a graphical error that I was finally able to correct in the new version.
Yeah, and we had Kelly remastering Terminal Secrets episode 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was in progress. I'd also say that one of the big things was our first podcast was the first Break Room podcast was a major like now it begins.
Well, like every now and then I need to do this. I need to do this before the year is out. I fucking swear to God. Every now and then I try and make a new channel trailer for us because our old is seriously out of date. It's 3 years old.
I don't think people pay attention to channel trailers anymore. It seems like one of those things that just YouTube already filtered it out as a concept.
Oh no, 100%. But it just bugs me.
I know.
It bugs me in general that our channel trailer begins with us being like, "Hey, being like, Terminal Secrets episode 3 and Confession 5 are about to release."
So awesome. Yeah, it says here our first Break Room podcast was on November 2nd. So yeah, I think of the whole last week of October is Fallout Day. It's our anniversary. It's so great.
Yeah.
But the thing I was getting at is that if I was to make a new trailer, I would 100% open it with that first 10 seconds of that first Break Room podcast, where it's just Sky like at the top of his voice, "Hello, citizen," and the two of us are just so fucking happy.
Yeah, you can tell it's like we're like floating on air, like all the problems in the world were gone. We were freed. It's like it was literally like that last scene in Shawshank Redemption. We had crawled out of the pipe and we were like rinsing off in a clean lake.
that first like 2-3 months, there was just such an energy. We could do whatever the fuck we wanted. I probably shouldn't have. Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes.
I still want to hear that. I cannot find my raw audio file. I recorded 40 minutes for that stupid... Oh, I want to hear it so bad.
I'll look for it in the meantime. You guys keep chatting. I'll see if you sent over 40 minutes. You probably didn't send over 40 minutes, but I probably have way too much.
Speaking...
Yeah, I think I've
So
still
let's
got
see.
a couple
Cinder,
of-
Shadow, James Kelly, and Skybolt. That's pretty much all how EAST Corp ended up starting off, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've got some... Oof, that was... Ugh. Looking at
You got some
Looking through the old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to a fight east tomorrow. We on skip.
I
I've got
swear,
some Skybolt.
I'm expecting something, some big loud crashing noises in the background. He's like, "Oh wait, I think I found it."
I found the audio. I have a 37-minute long audio of cult classic lines.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
I will upload it to our Google Drive.
I recorded so much. I was so excited. That's fine. At least we're getting all the main series done. We got Terminal Secrets done. That's 1 of 3. And soon Confessions. It is on the way. I have a special thing I've been preparing that'll come out around Christmas. So that's already almost done. And then we'll have the finale in probably February-ish. I have some new life circumstances that are making me a little bit busier than usual, but I'm still working as hard as I can.
I'm gonna laugh if the final confession of Wastelander happens on 16th of February, because that's my birthday, and that would be hilarious.
Okay, we're gonna aim for that now.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So how long are you on the writing? Last time I think you were 20%.
Yeah, it's about something like that. It's like I said, a few things have slowed me down, mainly editing to get all the Fallout stuff ready. But November, I have some big chunks of time where I am traveling or have 3-day weekends. So I'm hoping to get a good chunk done then. And then the intention is to have the script finish after Christmas. Because last Christmas, I got like an hour of the Red Reaper done. It was just, I had the free time for writing because I was off. And so I'm hoping to finish the script over Christmas and get it out to our VA/VAs over the early January, and then just go from there.
And just like a game, and just like a TV game show, we'll find out who wins and who loses,
or who's dead.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
So that'll be good. It was funny. We were doing some joking in one of our spoiler chats, and someone mentioned like drowning or something as a joke, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's some drowning.
What? Okay, what can they be drowning in? They're in the tower.
That's a good question. What could they be drowning?
Do they have a water talisman?
That's a good question.
I don't remember if they have a water talisman.
Wait, what? Who?
In the tower where the radio stuff is
the
happening.
offsite radio broadcasting?
Yeah. In tower where they have the Twilight Society and stuff. I don't remember if that tower actually has.
Yes, they do have a water talisman.
Okay. Because
and
that is
technically,
something
by the
very
end of the
valuable.
show, you have to have Homage alive, so that's at least one character that has to stay alive at the end. So
Homage is gonna be the only one that survives.
that's a good question.
You could kill Homage still.
We could kill Homage, bring her back. Maybe
She could be a ghoul. I don't know.
She could be a zombie.
There could be ghouls.
Wait, are you gonna kill off Rose Petal too?
There's lots of possibilities.
Well,
There's lots of potential murder.
Well, if
I
you have
already know Sandstone's gone.
If you have to kill everybody, can we please have an awesome shotgun wedding between Sandstone and Carmina, kind of like the Pirates of the Caribbean?
All I can say is
all the fighting.
Oh my gosh! All I can say is Christmas is coming.
Oh,
they're drowning all the presents they got for Christmas, and no one gets hurt.
I don't know why, but
so Diamondback tipped his hoard over on them?
Wait, what?
And not only does no one get hurt, but Skybolt even brings back a whole bunch of Terminal Secrets characters that I killed.
Oh yeah, no, I already wrote that. I have a whole aside where out of nowhere someone's just like, oh, by the way, have you ever heard of Stable 73? There's this whole group of Stable 73 people that were outside when the door closed for some reason. And they're all alive, and we have two little babies because they didn't get forcibly sterilized. It was a nice end. Fucking monster. Anyway, so
totally didn't starve herself to death.
So yeah, and then Wasteland Survival Guide. Who fucking knows? So we hopefully, I mean, it sounds like we'll have plenty, to go through most of next year anyway as we transition into other stuff. So let's just go from there.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I have a question.
I'm excited for
Should we start like a betting system right now for the listeners? Basically. All of you take a bet to see who lives and who dies.
Oh, a Deadpool? Well, first of all, Vermont is dead. That's for damn sure. Killed you immediately. You bitch.
Chris is dead.
Yeah, but he came back because I already OP'd him, so didn't stay dead.
No. Everybody that dies, the ghoul doctor just like, yeah, I make you a ghoul, and then it's okay. Yay.
Yeah.
Oh
yes, the ghoul doctor dies again.
He just throws everyone in the reactor and be like, okay, let's hope this one works. She melted again.
Diamondback dies, and his last words are, well, I guess I can look forward to rigor mortis.
Diamondback dies, and then Ember wakes up like 3 minutes later.
No.
Oh, God. Don't do that to me. One, don't you do that to me. Two, I think Battered's going to have some words for you.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh, yes, I am, bastard.
Diamondback pretends to die so that he can trick Battered into confessing her feelings for him.
Yeah, I like that one a lot better. Yeah.
Speaking of content, though, we do definitely, we'll definitely have another holiday stream. We'll see if we make it a Founders Cast or if we have everyone. And then going into next year, I would love to bring back What the Fic, and we have a big cast like this, and we can take turns doing some What the Fics.
Yeah,
I'd love to do What the
Someone
Fic
in the
again.
chat earlier was asking about that. If we can do about, or if EAST Corp can do some fanfic reading.
That would be great. I miss the What the Fics so much because I have so much fun doing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It'd be nice to do those a lot more consistently and regularly because they were a ton of fun.
Oh my gosh.
And they're not hard to do.
No, they're not. We just gotta we pull them up, and that's half the game. Is like, all right, what should we Google, chat? Tempest story ship Twilight, and then we read some shit.
Yeah.
We should try and make a commitment to doing to like picking like an amount that we'll do over the course of like a short period of time and see if we can at least maintain that. Like we definitely don't make a habit of promise.
Yeah, a lot of asterisks.
I don't want to start the habit. It's like we've never gone out and said, all right, cool, we're gonna do this every week or this every second week, because that sets up shit that we don't have time to maintain.
Exactly. So it's kind of just we are wanting to make and really the last couple of streams have been a conscious effort to see, okay, with some proper planning, can we get a decent like podcast together? And it's worked out much better. So hopefully we'll be able to push this forward and go from there.
I also like that we've been that we've been setting our streams up as premieres so that because like I think for the last few years, one of the very regular things we've had is fans section saying, shit, I missed the stream.
Yeah, because they were kind of like dropped out of nowhere.
So this is definitely a long way and a big step forward to fixing that.
And we finally found like a period of time when most people can sort of get together.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So I think that's been a real help.
Oh, speaking of which, going back a little bit to the end of Pony, did we talk, should we do one more recap on where everyone first got into the fandom or first started watching the show?
So, I have a short little story regarding that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm fairly big into RPGs. I actually played in and am currently running a RPG for a lot of people that were in the EAST Corp server.
Ooh.
I got into Pony. I think I heard about it and had a bit of exposure through the music, but I'd never actually watched an episode. And the first time I watched an episode of MLP was when I binge watched everything up to the end of season 3, which is where I started, the night before the first session of a MLP-based tabletop RPG that I was GMing. I hadn't actually seen and didn't really know much about what the hell was going on outside of a small handful of fanfics before gathering, organizing, and running a tabletop RPG. So RPGs got me into Pony. Because that was the thing I needed to actually watch an episode. And then I binge watched the rest of it in the course of, like, what, a day?
So you're saying you got into it between seasons 3 and 4?
Yes.
Alright.
I got into it right at 3.
All
So,
right.
right when I started is when the hiatus started.
Oh no! I was lucky where I came in right at the end of the first hiatus after season 1. Right, like 3-4 weeks before season 2, the memes were popping up, and that's how I stumbled on it.
Yeah, but I was actually first exposed to Pony through the music.
Oh yeah.
And that also led me almost directly into starting my voice acting, or at least doing voice acting, because I ended up getting a semi advisory role, helping with some voice acting for a comic.
Nice.
I'd been interested in it for a while, but I never actually bothered looking for, like, doing casting or looking for any roles or thinking I could until then. And the thing that actually convinced me to really start doing it, the thing that inspired that, was a very specific YouTube video. It was a Twilight dinner date with Dr. Wolf and Scribbler. Wow, that was 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was the thing that got me thinking, wow, I want to do this. Let's face it was totally Dr. Wolf.
What about you, Shadow?
Of how I got into the show?
How you found the fandom and got into everything?
Oh, it was back in 2012 when I was senior year of college, and I was like, when I was watching YouTube to help me keep me busy, and I was mostly into the commentary community. Like, I didn't have my own channel back then, but like, I was involved in the creepypasta community and the commentary community during those times. Now, the commentary community, there were like, the people who would do commentaries, they would use ponies as their avatars, or they would use certain scenes to get their point across. I'm like, what is this My Little Pony thing going on? And then my boyfriend at the time, he says, oh yeah, there's a new My Little Pony, and there are fans called bronies. I'm like, wait, there's fans called bronies? Are you serious? Like, I was just so put off that, wait, there are guys who are into My Little Pony. That's just so weird. And I don't know what happened, but it was around spring of 2012. It was near the end of the college year. I'm like, all right, I'm going to check out what this My Little Pony is about. And then I was like, I'll just watch one episode and I'll be done. Then I watched the part 2. I'm like, okay, I'll keep going. Then I was watching the second, third, and I just binge watched all of it. And I'm like, Oh dear God, what is wrong with me?
I have a point.
And I think actually no, wait. I watched season 1. I think around. Oh yeah, it was 2012. It was around 2012 because I remember watching the season 2 premiere in my dorm room when I was on my phone, and I'm like, okay, this is really good. And then and I think it was after A Camelot Wedding came out. I like posted on Facebook, well, it happened. I'm a fan of Friendship and Magic. And then and at the end of 2012, I was talking to my current boyfriend, who he and I were still friends at that time before he and I became a couple. When he and I were talking, we were talking about the show, and he says, you sound a lot like Twilight Sparkle. I'm like, really? And he and I decided to do a couple of comic dubs together. And like he was always Shining Armor, and I was always Twilight Sparkle. So we'd always like My Little Pony comics, and then they just took off. And I had my own YouTube channel. I've been getting some subs here and there. And then there were some auditions, like My Little Pony projects on YouTube. And one of the very first few I auditioned for was Mindless Gonzo's dub of Ask Twilight Unbound, where Twilight becomes a werepony. And I auditioned for that, and I got the part. So that's how I got into contact with Mindless Gonzo. And then Mindless Gonzo was friends with the Inverted Shadow. And then he asked me to voice Twilight Sparkle and this other fan character they made called Brutalite Sparkate for the Elements of Insanity. So that's how I really became well known, was for voicing Brutalite Sparkate and working with the Inverted Shadow. And I just became doing comic dubs here and there, collaborating with a lot of people, and that's how I became, oh my god, you're the best Twilight Sparkle voice ever, and blah, blah, blah. And so that's how I got involved, and I knew people, and how I became in the fandom, and been that way ever since.
All right. James?
Which one?
All of it.
No,
Come on, you go first. We'll go down the list.
Okay. Sorry. I was going by the name that you guys got posted. James.
My met too. So,
Congrats to you too, by the way.
Thank you. 6 years, 7 years going strong. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Make sure you take video footage of the wedding.
Well, he hasn't asked me yet, but.
Oh, and see, now we're getting all personal.
Aw,
okay.
Stop it! Making me blush.
Okay, moving on to James now. James Vermont.
Okay. So my part of the story starts out basically just like how most other people start out. I heard about it and I was like, well, this is a really dumb idea. Funnily enough, the funny part of the story that isn't. So the guy who introduced the show to me, my friend, he's currently my roommate. But so he eventually stopped watching the show. He watched the final 5 minutes of the show with me and got really emotional. But he's actually just restarted the whole show now, to keep watching, which is pretty cool. But so yeah, I started watching the show very begrudgingly, like most people. I thought, okay, let me see what this is. Let me give it a shot. I watched the first season and I was like into it, but I wasn't like overly blown away. I still wasn't entirely sure what it all was. I think that all kind of changed with the season 2 premiere for me. Whilst I really don't like Discord as a reformed character, Discord as a villain was delicious.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
And I loved him so much. And so at season 2, I started watching a lot. I watched weekend, then got to, and it was, and then I watched the season 2 finale. At which point, after that, I was like, okay, no, I actually can't lie about this anymore. the season 2 finale was just so good. I cannot deny how much I love this show. I'm pretty sure I can't be the person felt that way after those 2 episodes. Like the this day aria is still like legendary fandom. So I think that's kind of what got me into the show. Unfortunately, season 2 had just ended. By the time I caught up, and I had to wait for season 3 to come out, which was just a fucking nightmare because I just got into the show with none of it. Then I guess I was looking for writing work because this had been the 10th season of Red vs. Blue and after watching it, I was like, okay, cool. I gotta try and make something. Holy shit. I want to be a writer. This is what I've realized. And I started looking everywhere for possible writing opportunities, and the only one that would take me was Friendly Raider Productions. Who was so I bring it up in the Great Experiment documentary as well. But like, so when I auditioned, when I asked to join them, clearly not them knew what the fuck they were doing because they were asking for storyboarders, and me, who didn't know who didn't know how the animation process was like, oh, I'm a storyboarder. It has story in it, so that means you write stuff. So I applied to be a storyboarder.
Woo!
And they accepted me. And I ended up becoming their lead writer by asking for the position. Very aggressive. And then, of course, eventually they merged with Stable Tech, and then that whole thing happened. So that's my origin. Stable Tech, I guess, is our.
Say again?
I said Stable Tech is basically our Avengers.
Yeah.
Does that make Tyler Tesley Nick Fury?
Yeah. And then he's the one that dies in the big snap, but no one ever comes back.
Right, like he just vanishes from the story while the rest of us go on to do it.
We're the survivors of the big snap, and we go to a different universe where it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
The Avengers never found time travel.
Tiny
all right,
that's the Mont's origin story.
All right, Kelly, please tell us your origin.
Kelly.
Well, first of all, I feel really, really young because hearing people say, "Oh yeah," when I was in college, and at that time I was like 12.
Yeah, Kelly's the baby.
It's really weird. I was about 15, and I don't actually know where I heard it from. I think it was just one of those things of like you hear someone else say the word, but you don't think about it, and then it just gets ingrained in your head. And I was like, the typical teenager of going through angstiness and like, oh, I fucking hate everything, the world shit, and it was just like a random idea of like, well, I'm just going to watch this, and it's like I just don't know where the idea came from or how I knew about it, and I was just like, right, I'm going to watch it, and then I obviously binge watched it, and probably went like mad of just like being a weird teenager and then going, oh my god, I love this, and then fucking telling like all my friends and stuff and being like, oh, look how cool this is.
Oh
and
no,
it's
it's the evangelist.
It was just cringe. It was just cringe.
Woo!
And binge watched it, and that was between what season was Starlight? Starlight introduced.
Season 5.
Yeah, so I was in the hiatus between 4 and 5 when I watched it.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure because I remember, like, it was a really long hiatus. Yeah, I know I'm a Zoom mate. Yeah.
Zoom.
And yeah, it was just like a really long hiatus and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, this is shit. And then yeah, and then it was who is I can't remember his name, but he's like Norwegian commentator or whatever, and it was him and Dr. Wolf and
Chris has
someone else.
Yeah,
it was something like I can't remember his name. Like I can remember his accent, but not who he was. But he was
and
in
White
Brooks
Pony?
pretending to be a dude.
yes, yeah,
Was it A&Y Pony?
yeah.
Okay.
And and they were like, "Oh, we're going to recommend Fallout Equestria. It's a really good book." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that'll keep me tided over for the hiatus." And then read that, binged that again, and then I'd like been starting to get into music. I think when did I? Yeah, I think I was like, it was. I think it was something like 6 months before that. I actually got a computer and could make music properly. And for like a year before that, I was making music on my iPad. And so I thought, hell yeah, I'm the best. I'm going to get into Stable Tech because I'm awesome. And applied. And then, I remember the whole back and forth of talking to whatever his name was, the HR guy, who was like, oh, I'm going to contact our lead music guy. And there was like a 3-way conversation, and then Skybot was like, "Oh, can you do these styles of music?" And I went, "Shit, I can't do any of them." seriously, it was like I'm fucked. I can't do any of that. But then I was like, "Yeah, I'll try." And and then that was the So then what I sent was the first song of the EP, basically, and then went from there, I suppose.
Awesome.
Woo!
All right, Chris, your turn.
Oh boy. To be honest, if we're talking about the My Little Pony fandom, like for all the generations, not just the 4th generation, I first joined it kind of when I was around 4 or 5 years old. That was the first time I saw anything pony.
Yeah.
Because one of my aunts had come back from America and was having these like VHS with My Little Pony, and I was like a 4-year-old little hyper Chris, barely knows any English words, sitting there glued to the TV like, oh, pretty pony.
Oh my gosh.
You're OG. Original.
Yeah, the first one. With Megan and Tommy and Sarah. And the first Grogar. Oh my god.
And
He
Little
was
Spike.
so scary.
Original Spike?
Yeah,
Or
original
am I
Spike
thinking-
too.
Okay.
But original Grogar was terrifying. I can promise you that.
Oh yeah.
I had nightmares about him.
Aww.
Ironically, since I really like goats, I think they're adorable.
For me, it's the eyes. I can't get past goat eyes. They weird me out.
Yeah, the eyes.
Yeah, I think they're very nice. But yeah, so that made me like join that fandom and finding other Norwegian ones, because first I thought like, yeah, this only exists in Norway. It doesn't matter that my my aunt got it from America.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I was a fan of that for a long time, and now actually have 4 of the 6 DVDs with still Norwegian audio.
Oh, nice.
But yeah.
Wow.
So it was later, I think it was after I was done with high school, I saw that they had started a new one because what it does. And kind of like, I fell in love with it again. Like, even though it was new characters and new, like, okay, Twilight Sparkle and Derpy Hoofs are already characters from the original one.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of became something new, but something old that clashed very well together. And I started like asking around my friends, like, hey, have you seen this show? Like, it's
Aww.
fun. And most of them just like, why are you watching ponies? And I'm just like, it's fun. And was kind of felt a little bit left out because most people just said, grow up, grow up, grow up, grow up. But finally I met someone in actually on the other side of this country that was like, oh yeah, this looks fun. What's that? And yeah, could talk.
Aw.
So they introduced me to Galacon. And like, yeah, you should really join. It's in Germany. And I was Germany, like outside Norway, because
Germany?
that time of my life I was super afraid of traveling outside Norway. Like super afraid. So it was quite a challenge for me. But that was where I met Ellie Ray Hennessy, the voice actor of Mistmane, and a few
Ooh.
others I had met. And me and Ellie actually hit it quite well off. We exchanged emails, and she became my first voice acting teacher.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yes, that was how I got into voice acting. And somebody who was called Midnight29, who is a part of the Pony and Wolf Productions, they gave me my first acting job, like at least fandom acting job, where I was Granny Smith and Rarity. So that was basically how I started with the fandom and with voice acting. But how I got into EAST Corp was actually a lot of my new friends and others were talking about Equestria and how that was like, oh, so cool and all this rad stuff and la la la. And I was just like, why do you want to see ponies in misery, in pain? Like, I couldn't quite understand it. And they said, it's an NSFK. Don't worry. And I was just like, why do you say NSFK? Isn't it NSFW? Yeah, basically. But it's easier to say not safe for Chris. I was just like, Yeah.
That's adorable.
Not safe for
So,
Chris.
yeah. Basically, yeah, I am a quite sensitive person, so I have my challenges when it comes to very I think you guys basically know.
Yeah.
But I still wanted to know what all the fuss was about, because it can still be a good story even if it scares me a lot and can trigger panic attacks or other stuff. So I managed slowly and steadily to get through the main story of Fallout Equestria. And I was thinking like,
Oh
Hello?
no. Huh?
Okay. No, I thought you were saying something. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
So I started following what's it called? Overmare Studios in EAST Corp were making Fallout Equestria stuff. So I was thinking like, okay, maybe I should go out of my comfort zone and try to work with myself to become more comfortable, tolerant of this kind of stuff. So I thought, okay, I can combine it with voice acting, something I love to do. So I contacted actually EAST Corp on their Facebook page, like, hey, I'm a voice actor, and if you ever have you need a one, could you let me know? And then I don't remember exactly what answer I got, but it was something off the line of, thank you for information. Sadly, we don't announce it, but you can wait until we post a casting call. And then I think it was 3 months later or something. The casting call for episode 8 came out, and I tried, and I actually got the part. I was quite surprised.
Woo!
Yay!
Which part did you get again?
Carmina.
Okay, I apologize. When you cut out on some spots, and I thought you said Stable Tech, not EAST Corp. My bad.
Oh no.
We do not
Sorry.
speak of Stable Tech.
Stubble
I am
talk.
sorry.
Except with mocking indignation.
I'll put my coins in the swear jar. Sorry.
The studio we do not speak of.
Dun, dun, dun.
Saying Stable Tech's like the new Voldemort.
You're allowed to say it if you make fun of it.
Yes.
And that's pretty much your whole story, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Skybolt, your turn.
Yeah, I know. I've gone through it quite a few times, but I'll give another sort of summary just for fun for anyone who didn't know. Is I discovered it long ago. I might be the oldest brony in terms of the fandom on the call, anyway. Where I started stumbling on the memes right in the summer of 2011 after season 1 ended, and obviously it confused me, but I was, what happened was the last creative thing I was doing in college at the time sort of fell through, and I couldn't make it fit into my crazy college schedule anymore. So I was already kind of itching and looking for some kind of new outlet to just do something with. And then just out of happenstance, I saw that what was it? The Know Your Meme video. Like, they did a video review of the new Brony fandom thing with that original guy. What's his name with the black hair? And so I watched that, and they had some early, like, fandom songs that were clipped in it, and he gave, like, a basic rundown of how things had started with the CO board and 4chan and stuff, and I was very curious by all of that. But then it wasn't until the Rooster Teeth podcast, number 127, when they hired Michael Rage Quit Jones for the Rooster Teeth studio to do stuff full time. And that first podcast, immediately Bernie goes in on him, because I guess he had stumbled on that original group of fans too. And so he was bringing a lot of Brony stuff to the site. And so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Now, it was like one of those things where, like, okay, I've heard it from 3 different places now. What the hell is this? And so then on one weekend, I sat down and I watched the first episode, and it's a 2-parter. So I watched the second, and then I shotgunned the whole of season 1 in that weekend. And then it was 3 weeks until season 2 was coming out. So then it was history.
Damn.
Yep.
Why is everyone so old in this call?
I know.
You tell me.
Right.
Am I actually the youngest in this call?
You probably are.
I'm
old are
20
you again?
for reference.
Oh
I'm
my
20.
god!
Wait, Kelly, how
I'm
old
gonna
are
kill
you?
I'm
myself.
20.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yes, when I
I'm
contacted you,
not that.
Vermont, I was 16.
Yeah.
When I
Oh
started.
fuck! And he's the most talented.
I'm turning 24 in 2 weeks.
Okay, so there's not too much difference. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I thought everyone was 30 in this call, and I'm
Hey, I'm
I'm
just 36.
Wait, what?
You
got a
whippersnapper, you think 30's so? Wait until you get older. Oh, wait a minute.
How old are you?
Who's the oldest person in this call?
26.
Then I think it's.
I'm 30. So
I'm 28.
Whoa.
Okay. Just for the fun of it, everyone call off their ages, starting with Cinder.
Cinder?
Cinder has left the call.
You should never ask a lady her age.
It's okay.
29 forever.
What do you really expect to gain from this?
All right.
Fun stuff.
I'm 24 though.
Cinder's 24.
I'm 24 though, and I'll continue being 24 for the next 30 years.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
so
why
we
it
know
goes.
Cinder is about 30. Shadow is 30. James?
I'm about 30. I'm 28, but, and it's on the worst side of 25.
So most of us are 30. I mean, I am. I turned 30 this year, so.
Good
So
thing the
Kelly,
show's
Cinder,
over
and I
before
are
we
the
are.
youngest.
Yeah, what the...
Yeah.
What the...
So Kelly, Cinder, and I are the youngest people here, with Kelly at 24. Right, no, 20. Cinder at 24,
Yeah.
and I'm going to turn 24 in November.
So Kelly is
Damn.
managing an old person's home.
Right.
So I guess I'm the middle one with 26.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you in
Yeah.
Vermont, you're
Yeah,
riding
just
the,
about, yeah.
the center line.
Yeah,
High five.
that is mad, but
It's
it's to be
not
expected,
bad.
but yeah.
See, does that make Kelly the millennial of our group, and everyone else is just a boomer?
No, Kelly's
Sky-
the boomer, no matter what.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I'm way ahead.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of boomer Skybolt.
I mean, yeah, in everything except physical, I am a boomer. Grills.
I still don't understand any of that, but okay.
Those monsters are really good, actually. Just for the sake of the meme, I tried one, and it's actually, it's pretty good. It's like orange flavor.
Yeah, they are alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? What
Monster
monsters?
Energy.
The boomer meme
Oh,
drink,
those.
30-year-old boomer meme. Yeah. I think there's a pony version of it.
That
Give me a
was
second.
No, those are pretty good. We drink a fuckload of them down here.
That explains why Monster is so rich.
Yeah, I think it's part of Pepsi
Yeah.
too. So, there's only like 5 companies.
Although, I mean, not nearly to the extent of Coke. Like, it's just so ingrained in culture. Or at least...
Yeah, Coke was
Yeah,
really good
I-
on capitalizing on everything. There we
Yeah.
go.
Like, I think
Yeah.
it helps that they give to anyone who, to all of the people who stock Coke. So it's a really, really easy way to tell when you've got a general store or a canteen or somewhere on the side of the road. Like, do you see a Coke sign? Yes, cool. I want to get a burger.
Exactly.
That image you've put up, Skybar, is fucking great.
Isn't it great?
Oh, shit, mine. It froze. Yeah.
What froze the chat?
No, Google Chrome.
Yeah, speaking of chat, we should ask the chat, is there anything else you wanted us to talk about? I feel like the conversation evolved pretty naturally, but anything you want us to re-explore or questions or whatever?
Hold on. I think I seen a question earlier. Hold
Oh.
on. Let's see.
Didn't we plan like costumes for this one?
Oh, yeah, we did joke about what if this were like a Nightmare Night costume party for each of our characters? What would they be saying as a meme? DJ Pony's always in costume. It's like, oh look, it's a cloak again, cloak and mask. Ha ha ha.
My costume is made from the tears
You guys,
and
guys-
will count kill.
I think Vermont stream is collapsing.
But
Oh my god, they're all dying.
what the hell?
We're getting zucked. It's happening.
Okay.
Oh no!
Come back.
Run for the hills!
Who's still here?
I'm
Yeah,
here.
I should still be here.
Hey,
Did
guys,
did
I'm
Thanos
gonna-
snap? What happened?
It's like the internet died.
Yeah, I don't know what
The
happened.
signal bar on
must
mine
have been
went straight to red.
God damn it, PG&E.
Must have been an OBS issue then.
That was weird.
Yeah, that's a
Discord doesn't like us talking
I
about
officially know. I know now that when there's internet issues, it's never mine anymore because we just got our internet speed upgraded and we're to a 1 gig line,
All
Oh,
right.
damn, nice.
which isn't actually working for us at the moment. It's only doing 300 megs.
It's like it's 1
because,
gig, but it runs through Mozambique.
Well, the problem is that we don't have fast enough cables to process that much. So we're doing 300 megs a second, even though we're paying for 1 gig, and we really need to get new cable.
Oh,
throughout
Comcast does
whole
that all the
house now.
time. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Like at least you guys technically have 3 options. Here you basically just have the one because whilst there are a whole bunch of others, they all mostly just route through one company, just some with better customer service.
Yeah, whoever owns the lines.
Which isn't 100% true with regard to South Africa. It's just my best approximation of it, and I don't feel like getting into all of it.
No, it's utilities are all fucked everywhere these days.
Just in case there are any South Africans somehow in the call who are gonna be like, "That's not how it fucking works."
I think you're the only one, like, in the whole fandom. You and Michaela.
There are a couple, but like, yeah, but I think I've met them all.
Does it help though that
Like,
you're like the
still-
big fish in the small pond, so to speak?
Oh God, I think I am.
He just walks down the street and goes, "Hey everyone, I'm a brony. Nice to meet you."
I mean, you still have to explain to people in South Africa what those are.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, there is a. I mean, there are actually. There's a Facebook group for it. Yeah, there we go. I think there's 300 people on here.
Yeah.
That's the local Brody community. Even if I think there are like 10 hardcore ones.
Nice. God, that sounds like 2012 for me when I was like trying to find like first groups and I was like really getting into the fandom to start with. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that's a whole thing.
Yeah, so we can talk about anything or hop to anything. Do some riffing, improv. What do you guys want to do?
How good was Samurai Jack Season 5 Skyballs?
Oh my god. Let me break out the Samurai Jack meme folder.
Let's talk about Gendy.
Oh, Gendy.
Gendy Tertansky.
At some point,
we could have had the Popeye movie, but no, they're fucking
No kidding, I'm still upset about that. That was a great premise.
We could have a really good Popeye movie. I was so. Ugh.
Instead of Popeye, we got the stupid
Emoji movie.
Yeah, so Sony deserves whatever happens to it. Fucking Sony.
Hey, at least we got Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Bye.
Discord's breaking down.
Yeah.
I had to use it. I had to use a VPN to hop halfway around the world to reconnect.
Around the world.
So, I'm probably gonna have to drop out here.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get going too because
No, but we want to hear your guys' costumes.
Because Cass from Equestria Tales. Because from
okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do have to go to work today, and there's some stuff I need to get done, so I'm gonna have to hop out too.
Okay. Any last send-offs then from each of you? Any last things you wanted to say?
Before I leave, clearly, Diamondback's costume is the most powerful thing he's ever heard of. That's why he's walking around painted purple. That's why he's walking around with an actual tiara, calling himself a princess and burning things.
Yeah.
He's just got his mom's scepter walking around being like, oh yeah, just me naked with a scepter. That's all you need, baby.
Yes, exactly. No, it's just Twilight.
He holds the scepter like he's riding a witch's staff and pokes people at the party.
Oh, that's awesome.
Battered Blade.
That's how he just flies around the whole day.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I think Battered wants to smack him after that.
Yeah. She's not even in costume. She's just wearing her armor and drinking in the corner.
Yep.
Like Homage comes by and gives her like a mask or something to put on. So she's got like some power pony thing draped over her.
Oh god.
See, I don't even think I don't even think she puts it on. I think Homage has to put it on her.
Yeah.
Herself.
As she's sitting
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. That's how
adorable.
little of a fuck she gives.
As long as the mask doesn't cover her face, so that way she can still keep drinking.
Like,
Yeah, she has it like the hipsters on the side.
like just look at all of the fucks
It's
I
just
give.
like on the side of her head.
Like just look at all the fucks I give.
Oh.
That's cute. I feel like with
the back spins the whole time trying to get her to get in the spirit, have some fun.
Yeah, exactly. He's already flying on like Percocet and stuff. Or what is it, Med-X?
You just look over. He's got like 12 Med-X syringes. It's just like, this is a good start.
That's a party, yeah. Just warming up.
No, that's just the starter warm up for him.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I feel like Freezy and Chris, Freezy would definitely be in like an elaborate costume, and Chris would be like not forced into it, but it'd be like some kind of couple's costume that she dictated to him.
Well, to be honest, this was actually Web Shooter's idea.
I meant chrysanthemum. Sorry, not you.
Ah, okay.
No, that
I was just like, what did I do?
Frozen Peaks and chrysanthemum. That Frozen Peaks, she'd pick some couple costume and then he'd just go with it.
Bonnie and Clyde or something like that.
Okay, so you know how earlier we were making noises about.
Oh
What?
my god, this show.
What?
What the fuck?
Sorry,
Yeah,
go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no!
Okay,
Like, what the
So-
fuck? This can't be real.
yeah. So
What?
this is the thing I'm talking. So we were talking earlier about slip-ups that My Little Pony had made. At least it wasn't this. Gabba, can you? Is there any chance you can stick that up to be viewed on the stream? Because I feel like everyone.
What?
I'm trying to figure out how. Give
I
me a
think
second.
you need this response as well.
Wait.
Oh jeez.
What?
The sounds
that
come.
So
all
that is a Disney show.
Here, I found a screenshot. I'll stick with that. I cannot believe that someone did this. Like this.
See,
Yeah.
the thing, like, the
Oh
screenshot
my
doesn't
god.
get- the screenshot doesn't get across how mind-boggling that is.
Yeah, just drop
Chat,
it in
you'll
the
get co-
chat, and they can
Yeah.
open their link.
Chat will get
Oh
context for this in a moment.
god.
Okay,
what is this? What even is
yeah.
Lion Guard?
It's,
Oh,
it's,
Disney's
Lion
attempt to
King show.
compete with My Little.
it's like the new Lion. It's the new Lion King show. That
And just
That-
a reminder,
ignores continuity. So don't
and
bother with it.
just a reminder that the both the animators from Duo Cartoonist ended up working on this show.
Yes,
so-
duo cartoonist.
Oh,
So
really?
this is what
You
they
mean
thought-
it's not
this
animated
is-
James? Because this
So,
seems like
um,
tailor-made for his
Took
kind
my
of
joke,
content.
you bastard.
So those two highly talented animators are currently being wasted on this.
Oh my
you know
god,
what's
that's sad.
Like, here's what's sad too. When Duo Cartoonist said we're not going to make My Little Pony anymore because we want to be animators to be taken seriously,
Oh god.
and they do shit like this. Because like, here's what they said. That well, we want to abandon My Little Pony projects because we want to be taken seriously as animators. Because if we show ponies to professionals wanting to get in the job, they think of it to be cringy or cutesy.
Oof.
Okay, in that logic, if someone in the toy company wants to, move up, and this guy makes Barbie dolls, he'll be seen as cringy because he makes Barbies. It's like that logic makes no fucking sense. It's like, because you animate ponies, you think it's cringy. No.
Exactly, like it's ridiculous. Like I don't remember which one it was. One of the fandom animators ended up working on on Aquaman.
Yeah,
as an
Minty Root.
animator
It was
there.
Minty
Yeah,
Root.
that was, like animating pony stuff does not affect your. I'm busy writing for a game at the moment that I'm writing almost full time for, and I got in by sending them my pony work.
Hell, Minty Root actually worked on the Maleficent sequel.
Yes, that was the other one he worked on. Yeah.
Yes, he did. He did the effects for Maleficent.
That might be
It's
something
like-
to take off the resume instead of pony.
But still, it's like just because you animate something that could be cute, should not devalue you to be a creator or get a job.
No, that's dumb. I don't know why
Like-
people would
like,
think that.
If
That
anything
was
else,
and the fans were calling Duo Cartoonist on that. Like they say that as a fucking lame excuse.
Yeah.
Like
if you
like,
want
you
to
think because
focus on
these
something else,
profession-
that's fine.
That's
That's your
uncle
time.
dude.
But
that makes no. fucking
You have that one too?
Yeah, I have the other one. There we
that's
go.
but if you want to
Yeah, see-
focus on something else, if you want to spend your time doing something else, that's fine. It's your time. If anything, the pony stuff we do That's experience, and that's showing, hey, here's me doing this thing in this completed project.
Yeah, and it's like, just because it's ponies or something girly, that shouldn't devalue you not to get a job. And
Exactly.
again,
The way-
to a cartoonist, that is a terrible excuse for wanting to abandon ponies because, oh, you think ponies is cringy and doing ponies won't get you anywhere. When in reality, it helped Mintaro got a lot of work. So your argument isn't valid.
Exactly. Like the fact is, being an artist who can work independently and complete projects shows really strong initiative, especially if it's work that you're doing completely free. Like the way I frame it on my scene is that I was running this channel, releasing all this content whilst studying at university and maintaining an average and maintaining one of the highest averages class.
Fancy.
Primarily focus on this work. But like the point is that like no matter how you frame it or how you look at it, there is a really good way of framing your pony work. Like
Exactly. Like
You
hell,
have the skills you learn as you do the projects.
Yeah, and and I find it kind of well, you're lying or everything else. So I'm pretty sure, animating something meant for you're still gonna get money. You're still gonna get, credits. Like they won't deem you as cringe. Something.
Okay, guys.
Like,
my internet is breaking again.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go.
Okay.
It's been fun
Can
now.
I and Webshop just tell our costume first, so you get to hear it too?
Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll try.
Sorry. But I think it was a really good idea from Web Shooter. So if you want to do the first thing, I can do Carmina's thing after.
Oh, sure. Sandstone just comes into the room and he's going, why did Carmina pick this outfit? He's walking around in an oversized bunny suit with overalls.
And a little bit later at the party, Carmina is showing up with the Duchess, all dolled up in a pretty red dress with purple gloves and really fancy hair, and is looking a bit shy because it's uncomfortable to being in a very lady dress. And she looks over at Web Shooter, and there are basically the rabbit and the wife and.
Wait, I'm in this?
Aww, that's adorable.
All right, guys.
In short, it's Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
All right.
That is
I'm actually
absolutely adorable, especially coming from the equine blender.
All right, guys. I have to get going because I need to be in a voice recording meeting with the project I'm in. So
Thank you for joining us, Shadow. It's so great having you.
bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shadow.
Bye.
Bye.
yeah, I'm gonna have to sign off as well. I've got to get some shit to a client tomorrow, and it's already late.
I think we're about wrapping up. I feel like these streams 4 hours is just about right, so it's a good time to sign off.
Oh god, it's been
All right.
4 hours.
Let's
That's
all
fun.
say our outros then.
Let
Farewell,
old acquaintance. No, I'm sorry.
Thanks for listening, everyone, and have a lovely night. Wait,
happy.
that's for the other project.
Happy 3-year anniversary to everyone at EAST Corp. Thank you all for helping on various pieces of our various projects over the years. We've now officially surpassed Stable Tech in terms of functional longevity. So, only good things coming forward. We got Wasteland Survival Guide to finish, Confessions to finish, new Untypical, hopefully some new What the Fix, and other fun stuff on the way.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much to the fans who've stuck with us for the last 3. You guys left with us from Stable Tech, taking a chance on us, which was really nice of you.
Yes.
And you stuck with us for years and years and years over everything that we've released, and that's really, really great.
And yeah, no, and yeah, all I can say is Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming.
Isn't
Look
that
forward
Halloween first?
I mean, we're mostly that's sort of what this stream was too. But I'm just saying, it's a tease.
Yeah.
It's got
He
something
means the script will be coming, and that'll be a Christmas gift.
Something's
Yeah.
coming for Christmas. I wonder what it is.
I want a shotgun wedding.
In the middle of fighting for their life, they go. They end up having a wedding.